going like live?
Yeah,
Oh
we're
yeah,
live.
like live.
Leave.
Yeah,
Hello.
Live.
We live.
We live. Hell yeah, grip it and rip it.
beers are good.
Has been gripped and ripped.
Mm-hmm.
Beers are good. I have wine,
So.
not beer.
Wine is also good.
I have water. Water's
Alcohol's
good
good.
stuff.
Water's good too. I got some water right
Ours
here.
too.
I was gonna say I'm with Bedlam.
Yep.
So gotta
Okay.
hydrate.
Water and cherry cola.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Incredible, iconic. We'd love to see it.
Hell yeah. Well, hey y'all, it's been a minute. So let's do a little round table. What's going on in these characters' lives right now? Where are we at?
These are great questions. Mine might be the simplest to answer at the moment.
Yeah, what's going on with Brindle?
I mean, Brindle is Brindle just got a heck of a just got a scolding from Walter. a minor, no, shame on you. Oh no. So major amounts of distrust in this interim going on, and Walter was on the edge of eliminating Brindle, perhaps. I don't know. Everything worked out swell. Some fast talking, some good rolling, and some help from Hagen. So made it out of that little room without anything major happening. So that was good.
What's Hagen's deal again?
Oh, Hagen, Hagen, the long-term Zentaran associate and right hand to Walter, who is a Zentarum. What are we calling it? I don't know what his actual rank would be, but one of the heads of the Zentarum, which is Waterdeep's most prominent, it seems, criminal organization. And Hagen also just happens to be working with the City Watch in Lavinia Hale. Good pals with the City Watch. Totally a double agent, and Brindle's now caught in between. It's so fun, so good.
Hanging out, Hagen doing undercover cop stuff.
Hagen did keep Brindle from being annihilated, perhaps by Walter, who's we now know is a much higher level character than Brindle. So that's great. That's cool.
Walter,
I mean, and that's the easy answer. What's happening with you guys?
Yeah, what's going on with the rest of the group? Who just decided to take an impromptu vacation?
Well, jumping off of Brindle, I'm working on a task force that was a secret, now less of a secret because for some fuck all reason they put it in the goddamn newspaper.
That editor is all over the place, man.
Bastard. They put it in the newspaper that Lavinia is working on this task force focused around the Zentarum, though keeping Brindle's name out of the public knowledge.
Thank you.
So she's dealing with that. She's got to go see what's going on with her dad because something's going on with her dad. Somebody else is using his sending stone. We hate to see it. People are coming into town for Fleetswick, who she's going to have to see, who she doesn't want to see. She's got to work with Advent, which is always just weird. And now she's in the astral plane helping get Rainier Neverember's soul back because she bullied Advent into giving her a letter so that we could do this legitimately instead of sketchily.
Sketchily.
We do think sketchily a lot.
We do be doing things sketchily a lot, but you know what? I thought, you know what? Legitimacy is important, which is good because that means the Black Staff is with us, which might be super necessary because I might be about to get my shit rocked by a demon on the astral plane who's got personal beef with Tyr.
He just wants to talk.
He just wants to talk, and we'll talk. I'm happy to talk. But I feel like his definition of talking and my definition of talking just might not be the same culturally speaking.
That's very possible.
Play to find out.
Yeah. Where we're at.
It's not a bar brawl. It's just a bar talk. It's just a bar talk.
It's a bar negotiation.
Very specific rules in this bar. One of them was don't fight.
Yep.
So, yeah. What's going on with B and Riv?
B's fine. B is having the absolute time of her life. With getting to watch the Black Staff actually do magic stuff with like up close, which she's never seen before. She does not trust this man as far as she can throw him, and given the height differential between the pair of them, she cannot throw him very far. But the man does good magic, and that's worth watching. So that's where B's at. But now she's having a really cool study session, and now this fucking demon jock just showed up, and she's about to show. She's about 30 seconds from being like the kids who are like way too good at chemistry. You know what sort of what happens when you fuck with those kids, and it does not end well for literally anyone. So that's where she's at. Oh, she's also got a friend in a bag who's a rock.
Mr. Green Rock.
Mr. Green Rock, as his friends call him. And yeah, they're bros. She's his sort of courier, carrying him around because he ain't got no legs. And yeah, I Della Collins have some disconcerting feelings about like the multiple eyes and the possibility of like, I don't know, beholders, but that's not on B's mind. So we're gonna just scurry right on past that.
Fair and reasonable. A little work trip. Got you and Silas and Lavinia,
Oh yeah,
Oddvar.
my lab partner is about to get wrecked by a demon twink.
Yeah.
He sure is. We tried to save him.
We did. Not very hard.
Have you
to be
considered
fair.
that maybe he didn't want saving?
I did consider that actually.
The dice said that. The dice absolutely.
The
told
dice
us that.
said he didn't want saving, but like I don't know. I just think about him talking about his morning yoga and how he can't have overly caffeinated tea, and I worry.
This this Damien right there, up on the screen. Little sweet little cravat.
Aw.
So he's just offering to be amused for people, you know.
Mm.
And on a 13 sleight of hand, I guess Silas is taking that business card.
He sure has.
Wild.
Yep.
But Damien is left. Oh well. I'm sure he'll never come back.
Yep.
What's going on with Riv?
You know, I mean, it's not that complicated. It is simple. Riv leads a very simple existence. They were just a stagehand. Then they got more involved. They are regretting those decisions. They had to try and figure out where Hazel went, and that has led to them now being the liaison between the Castellanters and the theater that they work for. But nothing strange is going on with the Castellanters. They are just very passionate about the arts, and Riv is determined to support them in making their wildest dreams come true. And certainly nothing bad can happen to anyone as a result of putting up the play that they want to have put on.
Yeah, seems reasonable to me. You got a bunch of research notes that they gave you that Hazel was kind of keeping a journal about stuff.
And they were so normal, especially the notes that were hidden in them. Those were even the normalist, and it is so fine. And there's nothing for Riv to be concerned about. The best part is they can't be worried about that right now because they're in the astral plane. Because they need to be the anchor point to bring their boyfriend's soul back after his soul was taken by his father. Well, by someone to be brought to his father. Let's be specific there. And Riv let that happen, so now they have to try and save him so that he doesn't die. In the meantime, they also might need to help break into their not girlfriend, but maybe girlfriend's house, and also potentially deal with their girlfriend's sister, who they wanted to be their girlfriend as well, but that's not going very, very effectively. You know, she held a blade to Riv's throat one time, and Riv has never forgotten that moment. So their life is very simple, not complicated at all in any capacity.
They're
doing great.
To be fully fair, this is just what like normal real life theater kids' lives are like. Like this, like the magic shit doesn't happen, but all of the other stuff is like, yeah.
Yeah. But also she got that special bottle of wine for Lavinia, so you keep poking at her and Lavinia might just steal your girlfriend.
That's true. Miss Steal Your Girl
So
over
true.
here.
Gonna steal your goth girlfriend.
I realized that I did that, I should have like given you the big screens and did that as your intros. That would have probably been the move.
The round table works. The
I
round
think
table
we're
works.
fine. I think we
It's good to catch up. You know, there's a lot going on, and it's been a minute, but now we're all back in the same screen room. So, yeah, man, what a mess. The real question is, where do we start?
I vote Brindle.
You know,
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You know, I feel like the first thing that's going to happen is you know, when Brindle leaves the Zentarum, is realizing that where is everybody? Where is everybody?
you and Hagen kind of, well, Hagen stays, and you remember that as the door was closing, Hagen had a large bag that Walter had asked him to bring to the meeting for party favors, which Brindle later learned was just weapons. And of course, Walter had also said, hey, by the way, the two people we had that got kind of rolled up, we got Shiv and Freya. Well, hey, based on what you said, maybe they're the leak or maybe somebody else is the leak. But either way, we're going to get them back.
I'm just
Stand
saying
by for a call.
City Watch knew things. You know, they knew things, and those are the only people that have been with them. So, you know.
But definitely going to give you a little ring when it's time to go get them. Did anybody have vehicle proficiency? I think I asked this before.
Oh, I think you did ask this before. I don't believe so.
Not relevant now, but it could come up.
Wait, what would I... Vehicle proficiency? No, I don't think so.
B
What would
can
that be?
drive a goat cart.
Hell yeah. I heard go-kart, and I'm going to take that as fact.
Yeah. Goat
Correct.
cart was what I was going for, but you know what? Let's run with it.
And
Is there
anything could be a
vehicle?
go-kart if you just magically make it go faster, right?
Yeah, as long as it's
Yeah.
going, it's a go-kart.
We have a Curious George, like an old Curious George book, and it refers to a wheelchair as a go kart. Yeah,
And
yeah. It's a
That's
kid
not
is
wrong.
yeah. I mean, a kid. It's a kid in a wheelchair, and it talks about how he's in a go kart because he can't walk right now because of his legs broken. And it's like,
Interesting.
oh, there you go. There's just some etymology for you. Some changing of language for you.
I accept your word puzzle. Interesting. But yeah, so Brindle, you just get out of this meeting. Little bit of adrenaline, probably still, from having a gun waved in your face and being yelled at. But hey,
I'm surprised Brindle got any sleep with all the adrenaline-inducing things that have been happening to him over the past like half a day.
it's been a rough week for you guys.
But you're a half elf, right? You don't really sleep, do you?
I sleep a little less. I sleep more than you do.
How's your
That's
morning
That's fair.
meditation and journaling routine going? Silas would ask. But yeah, like the day is actually pretty bright and sunny. It's a lot brighter and sunnier now. You get a bit of a spring in your step now that you're not, dead. What happens next?
Things are looking up. Everything's coming up, Brindle. No, so the I think what I'm gonna do is make my way back toward what is it? Is it still like morning-ish?
Yeah, it's probably
yeah.
you would have been about an hour down there or so. So I'd say you're close to noon. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think Brindle's gonna maybe head back toward not the flat. He doesn't go there anymore. Go back toward the safe house. And I figure he's going to reconnect with folks. He's got that out of the way. Got to see what Riv is up to. As far as that Rosnar estate, scoping that out, find out what's going on with that necklace. And that was the Neverember mother's necklace, right? Is that the one, or is it the one taken from Rainier? Yep.
Correct. It belonged to Althea Brandeth.
Brandeth, right.
Yep.
Her maiden name.
Her maiden name. Yeah, I forgot that was the other powerful family. And yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, anyway, gonna try and maybe while he's going along, he's gonna find some coffee, perhaps, just enjoy living life a little bit longer. And then remember, all his other obligations, and then everything that's going on with the City Watch. And okay, well, things are not that great, but on the other hand, not dead. So yeah, I think Brindle is walking down the street and just reaches out, and via the telepathic connection that they all have, right? And where is everybody?
It only works when we're on the same plane.
Hello?
And just dead silence for about a couple minutes as you call individual people out by name, as you're trying to get
looking at the thing, see if is it working? Is it
got a fake glow to it still?
Okay, clearly this thing that it's faulty. I think it's faulty. So I think I gotta find Sergio, right? Oh, maybe Sergio. So I'm gonna try reaching out to Sergio.
And eventually,
Sergio
responds after about a minute, and says, "Brindle, is everyone okay? I've not heard from anybody else."
Oh, hey, Sergio. So this thing is, or I think this thing might be broken. Wait, you couldn't hear from them either?
No, I've been trying to check in with him this morning. There's some sort of connection issue.
Yeah. Okay. No, I can't. Nobody. You're the only one responding to me. I haven't seen anybody this morning. I guess I could go look for them. Do you have any idea where they might be? When was the last time you heard from them?
It would have been last night.
I guess I could go over to the flat and see if they're there. I don't really want to go over there though.
So if you'd like to check the flat cautiously, I will check around a few places of their employment, see if everything is okay.
All right, yeah. I think Brindle does a little checking around, stealthily, and tries not to get too close to the flat. Although he's not being tracked theoretically because he's got this amulet, so he can't be tracked by oh, what's his name?
He's the greasy bitch.
Greasy bitch. Yeah, Delacar. So I guess heading to the flat. Maybe in disguise, actually.
Okay.
Just sit there in disguise. It's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and make a disguise check. If you have a disguise kit, you get to add +2.
I do have a disguise kit.
I left the rest of my dice downstairs. I'll have to give him a second, but I have this big old D20 I can use for the time being.
Oh no!
I like that.
Just a definitive thunk.
I don't know why I thought that was foam or something in your hand.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
Oh, I don't play. This is solid enough to crack a windshield.
That's a weapon.
Yeah, we got a gift of one of those at one point, and it's metal, and I can't roll it on anything. It will
just shatter the table.
So it just sits in a case somewhere, and I'm like, I just never end up using it. Disguise check. What is that? What would that be? Because I don't have a specific.
So this is a neat check, right? So some of these proficiencies go with toolkit plus pitched stat, right? So in this case, as you're building the disguise, I would argue it's intelligence, unless you have some other stat you want to try and argue.
How's your performance? Channel your inner theater kid.
It could be.
How about deception? How about something not intelligence. Let's see here.
I'll buy deception to maintain this guy to like stay in character and like do all the other stuff. But I think
Sleight of hand. How well am I putting together this this disguise? Interesting. Okay. I guess we could do an intelligence check. I can't. Or performance. I could do performance.
you
That's
also
slightly better.
you also get to add your proficiency, since you are proficient with disguise tools.
Yes. Okay. So what would that be? That would be yeah, you said +2 for the disguise kit. Does that include the proficiency, you mean?
In addition to, so
Oh,
it's one of those
okay.
cool things where you're like, it's the same thing with like a healer kit. Like if you're proficient in medicine, that's cool. Then the kit gives you like, it's from having the resources. So you're like, oh, I got a wig, I got makeup, I got all this other shit I can like put together. So that gives you a bonus on top of having the skills already.
All right. So if you don't mind a performance check, I could do a performance check.
You know what? I'll play with you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with a no. I'm fine with a you know, if Brindle sheer intelligence is not Brindle's strong point, but I'm okay with this. So we can do that. We'll do that. I don't want to push the bounds too much. Let's do
go ahead and roll for your disguise. Put all this stuff together.
Right.
I'm going to run and get my dice though, real quick, because I realize I have no damage dice.
All right. Well, I think that ended up being
We're not going to need damage dice
why
today,
do you need
Andy.
damage dice? Like,
What
worry
damage is
about
you
it.
don't need
Hold
that.
on
I
now.
mean, Brindle's putting on performance. Why are you going to set him on fire again? It's fine. You
Stop
don't need to do
it.
that.
You're gonna get
if I
back to
roll
the
low
flat.
enough, if I roll low enough, the disguise actually just catches on fire. It's a
You rolled too well, and you get back to the flat, and Suta just attacks you.
there we
The
go.
state of California tried to warn me about the flammability of these objects.
So if Waterdeep is actually on the westernmost part of the continent, is this California? I think this is the San Francisco area, isn't it?
Yeah.
This could be San Francisco.
This could be.
It's New York.
No,
It's
the
not
West
New
Coast.
York.
It's the West.
It's
It's
my
the West
little
Coast.
dice tray.
There
That's
we
a lot
go.
of dice.
It is.
It's a lot of
That's
dice
so
you got
uncalled for,
there.
Andy. You don't need. Yeah.
For this, no, but for Veil Breakers, I've used all of them simultaneously.
Yeah, that sounds right.
A lot of dice in that game.
That
I
shit's
hear what you put those children through.
So I believe with the proficiency and disguise modifier that I had a 16 total.
Okay, cool. What? Just out of curiosity, what do you disguise yourself as?
Oh, going up to the flat.
Yeah,
it's in kind of a seedy area. It was a really cheap area, right? So maybe your basic like kind of dock worker who has made their way away from the harbor. Maybe who would be inquiring as to very low rate temporary housing while docked here for Fleetswig. So I think that would be probably a pretty solid disguise.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. You get into this disguise, this character, and start kind of checking out the usual haunts. You check out like the flat, maybe the Blackstaff Academy, maybe like down Candle Street where Lavinia works, right? Just to kind of see like if any of them are around or you catch a glimpse of them. You don't. After a couple of frustrating hours, they're just not around. But I'd love for you to give me a perception or investigate check, your choice.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I'll do. Perception would be the better role for me, but I think investigation fits this category. So I'll just do a straight up investigation roll. 17.
Okay. Total?
Total, yeah. I have no modifier for it. Just a good roll.
You go to the academy. It seems like business as usual. You don't even see Silas, right, walking into work or anything like that. But aside from that, like the campus is active. Students are walking in and out, but like no one you recognize is there. You go to the police station, same thing. Like seems a little busier with people going in and out. Like a couple couple people like being taken in handcuffs. Looks like they like getting arrested for petty crimes. You're not really sure, but nothing going on there. Go to the flat. You see inside like Madame Ethel White is just sitting in the living room, like drinking a cup of tea and like petting Suta. Sorry, cute little Tressum. It just like it gets up and like flies around the house and then comes back down and like lays on the couch, and that's like kind of sweet. And you're like, okay, but where the hell are my friends? And
I mean, I'll ask Madam Ethelwait, like if the last time, because I'll let her know that it's me. I'm not trying to fool her or anything. I'm just trying to get in and out of the building without it being obvious. But like, where's everybody?
Before you knock on the door, one of the things that catches your attention though, and like, it's odd just because at the academy, nothing out of the ordinary, but at the police station, like, there's something bugging you when you left, right? Kind of like keying your senses, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. When you reach the boarding house, you catch a glimpse of, maybe it's a shadow, maybe you're not really sure, but like there seemed to be movement on the rooftop, and that makes you think like, is that what's been setting me off? Am I being followed?
Oh, interesting. In that case, I think before going in to talk to Madame Ethelwait, I would immediately back off. I think Brindle has pretty good instincts as far as this area goes, and would not want to draw attention to Madame Ethelwait, would not want to be seen at this location for too long. And if somebody's following me, there's a good chance that they already have an idea of who I am. So I'm going to immediately back off from going into the flat. Madame Ethelwait's been through too much already. Stupid Delacar. And what I'm going to do is make my way into like a more crowded area, try and get lost in the crowd, find like an alleyway, transition from my disguise, and head to the rooftops.
Roll me a stealth check, please. As you kind of get lost in the crowd. Ooh, okay, yeah. Good
25.
Roll. It's a real good roll. Yeah, you the boarding house, while in a kind of rough area, like is just a couple blocks away from the high road, and that place is very busy with like a lot of people just moving in and out. There's a lot of business, there's a lot of commerce and a lot of traffic. So you just blend in, manage to like cut behind a couple people, get a little swept up in like a crowd, like kind of join like a large group of people who look like they're on their way to like work, dressed in like nicer clothes, and like duck into that and into an alleyway, and then like manage to just toss off your disguise, kind of quickly put it away, and then circle back around and get on the roof. And sure enough, as you do this, that was a good roll compared to what I rolled. You kind of pop up on the roof and like just kind of get
you caught what it was with the modifier and everything, right? Like the total
25
amount. Yeah. Okay.
No, it drastically beat the living hell out of my net one.
Do tell what happens now.
Brindle's in that man's shadow before he even knows he's there.
Just steal their clothes. It's like, I'm you. But you catch a glimpse of a person on this rooftop, and to their credit, they're doing a great job of hiding, right? Where you were on the street, you never would have seen them, but you realize that you're like quick disguise duck 45 to change angles and come up like just through them, and they lost track of you.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's odd that you see this like, hello, this kind of slender, like kind of autumn-haired woman just watching like and looking kind of quickly at the crowd like she's lost something. The clothes she's wearing are actually very interesting because there are a bunch of like grays and black, and they blend in really well to the rooftop.
Interesting.
In fact,
Would you say I have seen this person before? Perhaps that one time we went out and had some wine with Esther and her sister.
no,
Okay.
but you do
How
see.
many stalkers do we have?
Lavinia, don't forget. Remember, Lavinia's got, I think, possibly 2, unless they're the same person.
You do see she's also armed. She has a crossbow, but it's not drawn or anything.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. She has a longbow, but it's not drawn.
Got it. Longbow.
It's kind of like it's kind of poking out from under like a like almost poncho that she's wearing that looks like this rooftop kind of environment.
Yeah. Does she appear to be human?
You'd recognize this pretty quick. Elf or half elf?
Elf or half elf?
Hard to tell at this distance, but definitely more elven features.
Got it. And as far as what she's dressed in, this seems like professional, perhaps attire. Would I associate this with any of the kind of underworldish or otherwise organizations within the city? Would this be common for the Zentarum? Would this be...
No, the Zentarum doesn't usually use camouflage. This honestly reminds you of back home. Like, this is like hunting camouflage almost.
Wild.
Something that you'd see like other farmers or like other people up in that area wear to kind of like blend in while they're out like hunting deer.
Well, this is pretty unexpected. This is not where I thought I was going to go today, but Brindle doesn't seem to have anything immediately on his plate.
Oh, good, another problem.
Not knowing where his friends are. And while he does seem to be kind of disconnected and waiting to hear back from Sergio, I think he's going to stay, kind of ride that 25, stay in the shadows and kind of see what this person does. Like, where's she going to go? Like, he doesn't want to approach yet. He wants to find out a little bit more kind of like passively, and see, like, where are they going to go with this?
Okay. After a minute of what looks like her just scanning the crowd, she moves and just kind of starts moving in the same direction you were moving on the main towards the high road, right? It's not down that back alley, and just starts like moving along the rooftops using like the actual silhouettes of like the different like overhangs or different like jut outs to kind of like camouflage her movement as she kind of goes down, then like gets to another spot, kind of hops a small gap between 2 roofs, and then is like watching another area that you would have walked to had you continued down your path, to see what's going on there.
Okay. Clearly, she seems to have been following me. Like, this is my intuition was right. Something was off. Clearly she made some sort of mistake earlier, and I caught like a little bit of movement or something. And yeah, like I'm highly interested in finding out why this person's following me. However, I don't want to give myself away quite yet if I don't have to. So like I'll continue following them. Hopefully they will give up trying to find me and maybe go back to wherever it is that they came from in the first place, which would give me a little bit more information. So who knows?
All right. Give me one more stealth check. I'm not going to make you sit here while she like looks through a crowd all day. She'll eventually move on.
Okay, 14.
Okay. After about another 5 minutes, she seems to realize like whatever she was looking for, she's lost it. And then proceeds to move across the rooftops and starts using those like, and you can see it now up here, like some of these rooftops have like planks set down, some of them have ropes across. It seems like people just like, if they're feeling a little more risky, will traverse the rooftops up here, and starts to like head kind of north in the city across the roofs, kind of keeping away from the edges now and like hiding in the actual construction of these different areas.
Oh, northward. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Pull up my little map.
Yep. I mean, Brindle's just going to keep following until they give away something, go somewhere like he might know or be able to infer something from.
Okay.
But I think the biggest thing is also, have I seen her try to do anything magical to try and locate me, or has this been just sheer stalking?
If magic has occurred, you haven't seen any.
Okay.
Kind of follows a path like up the high road. I need you to do me a favor and make give me an acrobatics check, because some of these rooftops involve a little bit of jumping, right? I'm not gonna make you make a ton of them, but there's some gaps here that require a little skill to navigate. Oh yeah.
19.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Good second story work on your part. So it's a bit of a route that she goes on. She heads north up the high road, and then eventually cuts hard east towards the river gate, but then swings back around and actually parallels the city of the dead, and then heads due west into the castle ward. And then you eventually get towards the Street of the Sword. I will ask you to make one more stealth check up here, as you managed to follow her pretty seamlessly up to this point. I'm looking for an 18.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so it's stealth check. I was bringing up I couldn't find my interactive map of Waterdeep first, so now I'm on the same page with you. You said stealth?
Yes, please. Oh yeah, 18 on the die. Yeah, solid. So you see that.
Yeah, 26.
26. Yeah, no, that's good. Good rolls. So yeah, this whole movement was clearly designed to see if anybody was following her, and you managed to give her enough space and eventually catch her on these far glimpses, and that you were able to keep her locked down. So on the Street of the Sword, you see I'm picturing you maybe across the street, by Warrior's Way, kind of watching this from an angle and giving her last space. She hops down near the Brazar Street and the Street of the Sword, and kind of goes into a building.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's the front door. Does she get to the roof of the building and go inside of a door? Does she go through a window?
It looks like as you're watching it, she kind of goes down through a back alley and then walks around through the front door. The building has a little kind of insignia on the side of it. It'll get a little closer to see what it is, but it looks like greenish.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go. I will carefully follow, and really I want to get to a window to be able to see in if there is some way I can look in to see what might be going on.
Okay. As you get close to this building, the insignia you see, I'll put it up on the screen. Hold on.
An insignia on the outside of the building, huh? It's very overt.
There we go. Nope. Where'd you go? Okay. Yeah. It's not saving for some reason. That's bizarre.
Too secret.
Too secret. Okay. Well, technology is
So that was near Street of Sword Street and
Bazaar.
Bazzar Street. Kind of makes a intersection
Yeah.
in the castle board. It is a green insignia. It's actually kind of green and like light green and yellow split in half. The light green and yellow piece kind of reminds you of like leaves or foliage, and there's a white insignia of what looks like a stag on it. You're welcome to make a knowledge history check.
Yes. Yeah. I usually Brindle doesn't know these things, but you never know. I will do a knowledge check. Where is?
You're getting stalked by the Parks Department, man. What did you do? Did you
Parks and
try to
Recs.
feed
Hey,
the
now.
moose?
The grocers. It's not even the parks. It's
Don't
Brindle,
feed.
what did you do?
Did you try to touch the moose? Don't try to touch the moose.
I hate when you do that.
There we go.
You can't ride the moose, Brindle.
This is like,
So,
is this
so
like
would
the
that just
Hunters
be-
Gatherers Guild and they got beef with the...
Right. Yeah. Right. With the grocers build, it's like we haven't been distributing the things that they want us to distribute. Now, what's the? Would that be knowledge? What would that be? History.
History.
Or history.
History
Okay,
also
I got-
covers local.
Yeah.
Okay,
13.
It's known well enough. This is, as you look at it, the effectively embassy of the Emerald Enclave.
The Emerald Enclave.
Ooh. Elfie shit.
Is it Elfie?
Yes.
The Emerald Enclave is is a faction in Waterdeep. Yep, druids, rangers, elves, and other like representatives of like the natural lands around the Sword Coast. And you know that like their job here would be basically to like help the Waterdeep government like govern and manage the lands around the city.
Right.
And of course, host other people as well who maybe are coming in for official business or whatever.
Sure. I have no idea. I have no idea why somebody from the Emerald Enclave would be following me, a simple farmer grocer. Interesting.
You also know that embassies have a lot of
magical wards and such.
and legal protections. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to knock on the door. Like they're not going to freak you out, but like it's one of those places where you're like, okay, this is probably heavily secured.
Yeah, interesting. I was disguised when they were following me, but I felt like this might be the case even at the police station, at the City Watch station. So, you know, I maybe we should pan over to the other group, and then I will figure out what I'm going to do.
Okay, take a minute, think about it.
Yeah.
Brenda's got to think about how he's going to approach his new friend.
We've covered, Brindle's not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to straight up planning and strategery, I will say. So give him a little time here.
He's gonna think him a good thunk here.
Yeah. Let's go back to the astral plane. Back to Crosswind Keeps. Right. This little normal looking bar, honestly, kind of in the astral plane. Describe the outside as like, just these cratered chunks floating throughout space. The like almost aurora borealis looking background with shooting stars. The what looks like massive skeleton of an ancient thing that is just laying across chunks of these broken pieces of, I would call them islands, effectively. This seems like the best description, but this Crosswind Keep is built kind of into the skull. I enter through the mouth of this large skull, and looks like a very normal tavern that you'd see in Waterdeep. Ran by, Malala and Bran, that Kelvin and son told you about. They were friends. And as you're sitting there, there's a table of 3 Githyankies kind of sitting in the corner, kind of minding their own business, but really mean mugging like a pair of illithids that are also in this tavern. But there's a big like no fighting sign up. I mean, you don't have to say magical defenses, but it's definitely against the rules to fight in here. And Kelvin has been working with B and Silas, kind of working on some astral jaunt, basically, as he described it, and is explaining the complications of casting the spell that he's starting to cast. Because the astral time in the astral plane and the space in the astral plane is different than how things work in the material plane. So a teleportation spell here has more variables in the fact that it's very different than what most wizards mess with. So he's in the process of like getting this spell together as this demon kicks in the door. Sorry, correction, devil. It's an important distinction.
Yeah. Demon Twink, Devil Jock.
Devil Jock, yes. It's a Devil Jock in his sick gold coat and like full wings, horns, like everything you'd expect a devil to look like. With his shirt kind of unbuttoned and open down to about his mid chest line, displaying that emblazoned scar of a warhammer on scales. And looks at Lavinia and just goes, hello. Sorry, to the chat. Goes, I've got a bone to pick with you. And immediately you see Moala behind the counter just like reach down to grab something and then just goes, oh, what a day. What a lovely day. Hello, Raiders. As this devil kicks in the door, she like reaches under the counter for something and goes, hi, welcome to Crosswind Keep. Hey, no fighting, just neutral area. So whatever it is, keep it civil, okay? Okay. And like doesn't move her hand from under the counter as this devil just kind of looks through and says, we'll keep it civil. You. And points to Lavinia.
And?
I'd like to take this opportunity to perhaps have a spirited one-on-one with you. And kind of points toward the table off to the side.
You gonna buy me a drink first?
He looks at Moala and just nods. The devil, I have manners. Come on.
Just gonna.
Lavinia, are you about to go on a date?
I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna get complained at. Can you make sure he doesn't go ballistic? And she just like points down at Oddvar.
Oddvar's like, I will ruin this fiend.
Just make sure he doesn't like.
B's like looking over like, I might.
I will send him back to whatever. B and I will send him back to whatever layer of hell he dared to crawl from.
That is definitely what I meant.
Yes, we will double team him.
That
aggressively.
You know what, Oddvar? You got it, buddy. I keep an open mind.
I'm gonna stop this bit.
Yep. Lavinia's gonna go sit with. She'll go sit with this devil, and see what he wants.
Kelvin starts to protest. He says, "There's nothing that we want from you, fiend." And the devil just goes, "Blackstaff, just focus on your incantation. I don't want you to lose concentration at this critical point, right? Ethereal jaunts are dangerous. Don't split your focus. I'll be gone in a few minutes."
I'm pretty sure Lavinia's got this. And if she doesn't, I've got it.
Kelvin sighs, but B, you're close enough to see like he is also like actively sweating from like the math equations he's running to like move you all through like an entirely different set of physics as he's like running this in his head, trying to keep concentration on this spell that he's trying to cast. And just as okay.
B is going to stop trying to focus on the math, which sucks. She hates it, not focusing on the math, and is going to start focusing over there, and is going to do so in an obvious enough way that she's kind of hoping that Arinson just like does his bit so she can do her bit. Like, dude, don't worry about it. You got
He's
this.
yeah, at this point, like him trying to actually cast the spell, like the theory behind it, you followed, like the actual practice of putting this into like implementation.
Absolutely.
It's very doable in like 20 years for you.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. So
Yeah. This is a brand new mezzo soprano trying to sing Carmen. Like
yes.
you can do it, but no, it ain't happening yet.
The Moala sits down like, what do you order anyway?
I guess whatever the astral plane equivalent of just like a whiskey neat is.
Oh, we have whiskey neat. We have a guy who just
cool.
brings it.
Then yeah, then that.
No, fun fact, canonically, there's a dude every week who just
right. There's
delivers
the
them alcohol. Yeah.
The guy.
There's a dwarf every week that just shows up from the Brewers Guild and like brings them like normal ass alcohol. And so you get a whiskey neat. The devil is like, I'll take a red, and gets a little red wine and says, please sit. I do have a bone to pick with you, after all. I'm a little irritated with you. And oh, sorry. I forgot this is crying ears, and snaps his fingers. And B, you've heard it. You've like been in the vicinity of silence spells before. Just your ears pop, and everything in that area of the tavern goes quiet.
No, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna just be like, hey, Gray Rock. Hey, Green Rock. Can you help me out here?
Are you in danger?
My friend might be.
What is it you're asking?
I don't want this silence spell to be affecting me.
That is, of course, more complicated than simply dismissing the spell, but doable. May I ask why?
The devil is messing with my friend and might mess up our chances of getting out of here.
That is what devils do. But I do see the concern.
If it's harder to dismantle the spell...
Dismantling the spell is easy. Keeping the spell in place and making you an exception is much more difficult, but very doable.
Actually, can you simply boost my visual perception so that I can read their lips?
Ah. Transmutation, of course. Do me a favor, make a DC 18 charisma saving throw, please.
Sick. Charisma, something B has an awful lot of. Not so. How badly? DC, what'd you call it?
18.
18.
We got 6. Use one.
I'm gonna use one. I'm
gonna
gonna use
burn
one.
an inspiration. Okay.
I'm gonna burn an inspiration. Oh, good, because that's 18 on the dot.
All right. You feel one. You see that the stone works its magic, and you feel like your senses are rapidly and dramatically enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
You also feel a strange, like, almost scratch at the back of your mind. Um, and almost as if something's like jiggling a doorknob,
Mm.
but door's locked.
Don't love that. Okay.
Make a note here. All right, cool.
Good for good. B is having a nice little reminder to not do this very often.
And you're able to attempt to read this thing's lips. Lavinia, as the devil sits down, drinks his wine, and says, "You know the funny thing about those who uh, tie themselves to a religion? They tend to get blindsided, and well, they get very focused and miss a lot of key details."
I see you're making assumptions.
Oh, and he like points to the like scar on his chest and goes, "No, no, my deductions based in very thorough research. It may come as no surprise to you that this isn't by accident. Your friends, your fellow Justicars, and even the little one over there, um, you seem to think that we have it out for your city. And I'm here to tell you, call it a olive branch, if you will, that could be the furthest thing from the truth."
Then what do you have interest in? Business? The Silver Marshes? The continent as a whole? Are you telling us we're thinking too small?
Oh, I would say it's in my best interest not to see your entire home go bankrupt and fall into chaos.
That's not the kind of chaos you enjoy.
Devils don't strive for chaos. We like order. We like structure. Chaos is messy. You want chaos? Go to the abyss.
So you don't have anything to do with you, the royal you, the great you. Don't have anything to do with what they called Neverember did.
No. That is just mortals being greedy. Which I'll admit is quite entertaining, but wasn't on my, I don't know, to do list, if you will. Now, I'd rather see Waterdeep thrive and be stable and safe. A lot of people there, a lot of lives.
And which ones are you familiar with? Which family?
See, this is why I wanted to talk. It's come to the attention of myself and, well, my higher ups that there's a family in Waterdeep who is acting against the grain, shall we say. I'm sure you're familiar with who I speak. With whom I speak.
I have suspicions.
They're warranted. Now, I'd like to see. I'd like to see them break away from their investments in the arts, and I'd like to see them simply go back to their own business. You see, their ambition is dangerous and could quite frankly get many people killed. I'll admit, this is for selfish reasons. No, once a soul moves on, it's no longer a useful asset. But I'm sort of from a moral standpoint, people should live long and healthy lives or something like that. And tried to explain this to your Justicar friends. They weren't having it. They saw the red skin in the wings and decided to smite first and ask questions later. Or not at all, actually. Hence where you come in. You seem reasonable.
I also just don't like the Castlanters.
Well, nobility has a way of pissing people off for sure. But I'd like to help.
Mm. And what does that look like?
Depends on what you need. It doesn't have to be immediate. It can be tomorrow. It can be a week from now. But when the order is broken and things start to tilt in a direction that perhaps there's no coming back from, give me a call. I'd be happy to lend some aid.
You're not the first person to offer help like that today. And Lavinia like glances over at the demon twink.
Oh, he already left, but he's like, he says, I can promise you this, if it helps. I have no interest in the gold. It should go back to the city. But I'll leave that in, well, if you happen to be the ones to acquire it, your hands to decide what happens to it. Now, my interest is in seeing the city thrive and nobility out of the arts. At least some families.
You'll understand that I don't make promises or deals with people like you, just principle.
That's
But I'll take
unfortunate.
I'll take
Well,
the advice and the words under advisement.
please do. And you said you have other people that are offering to help you. By all means, shop around. Just know that when everything else falls through, and he slides a black scroll across the table, says, I can make some problems disappear. Like that.
But what will that cost?
Hmm.
You have to understand, I grew up in Waterdeep most of my entire life. I understand the nature of business, even if I don't participate. Nothing's free.
Of course. You'll have to let me make you a hero. I know. You're not a fan of front page news, but it's already happened once. It gets easier with time. But think about all the good you could do.
I think we're done.
Can't wait to hear from you. And he just gets up, snaps his fingers, the silence bubble goes away. And B, go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check at advantage, please, to kind of follow that conversation. See what you get out of it. Your enhanced senses. Your mic is off right now. Did you say 23?
No, I did not say 23. I should have let you go ahead with that, but no, I did not. Perception, you say.
Or investigation.
Or investigation. We'll go with investigation because that's a little higher. It's a lot higher. That is a 22.
Okay.
So almost 23.
Yeah, you actually followed most of that conversation. There's a couple pieces you missed, but you're able to, through context clues, put it all together. And this devil turns, downs the rest of his wine, looks at Kelvin. For a slightly longer than usual stare. He says, "Cheers," and does not walk out the door. It just vanishes in a little poof of fire.
I mean, he's just gonna down the entirety of her glass.
It's the horns, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
The horns are designed to show dominance and can be used for vicious frontal assault as well. Although devils are cowards and rarely fight toe to toe.
Advar?
The important thing is maintaining aggressive eye contact. They'll back down.
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate the input.
I look forward to my double team.
You got it.
I feel like this is even funnier by the nature of you guys are of a height with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, we are actually the same size. Oh yeah.
Well, Lavinia's gonna like turn in her seat and look directly at Riv.
Riv has just been leaning against the bar, downing a drink of their own, trying to pretend that they're not hearing the conversation between Advar and B, and just kind of snickering into their drink.
You see,
they are.
You see behind the bar, Moala has like, you hear like a thunk as she very clearly has like just set down a very large crossbow that was sitting behind the counter. And it's like, can I freshen it up for you?
Well, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Goes and gets you another drink.
And Riv, in the meantime, is looking directly at Lavinia when Lavinia looks at them and just kind of tilts their head. You can gauge inquiring if everything is all right, since they did not hear any of that, unlike B.
Lavinia gets back up and she like rejoins the bar area and she's just like, yeah, apparently the demons Castlanters are entertaining in their private box are not very popular amongst the other devils.
They can lie.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell you that that they don't do it because it's gauche, but they're full of shit. They can lie.
Well, I believe that they can lie, but I also can believe that different devil factions can have problems with other devil factions.
I believe that, but then how does he know the thing he knows? I can read lips, by the way. So
I was wondering. But,
silence, you know.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't really tell me anything I didn't know. He just kind of confirmed something I was already suspicious of. the Castellanters are doing something weird with devils. And we knew that from when we found the theater destroyed. He hasn't told me anything new. He just
No.
told me that he apparently wants to make it exclusively my problem. And she kind of like wiggles the scroll.
Does he want to be your muse?
You know what's really fucked up? It's really fucked up.
It's fucked up.
This is a more in-depth conversation about like partnerships than what happened with him. And she just like points down at the ground at Advar.
We were entwined by fate.
I was dying.
That was part of fate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
So,
important to
Lavinia-
have, you know, Advar, it's really important to have like good boundaries, especially in a double team. To have good communication, like everybody needs to know what's going on. Just letting you know. That
So
kind of scenario.
in the double team between Lavinia and I, would the boundary have been letting her die or trying to help?
The boundary, Advar, would have been when you made the deal with me, making it clear that I was making it with you and not Tyr, because that's who I thought I was making a deal with. Remember? Remember how you phrased that?
I do see the confusion, yes.
Yeah.
If it does help, I do send reports to the boss.
I'm so great.
He's very curious about this whole thing.
Are we ready to go yet?
Calvin's like, one more minute and we can move.
So yeah, Riv, you might want to just like keep an eye on your soul the next time you go into that house, because apparently the Castellanters have a lot of interest in souls these days.
Good to know. Just out of curiosity, Lavinia,
Mm-hmm.
this devil found you here simply to warn you about the Castellanters?
Apparently he's got a bone to pick with me because apparently Isaac and Aemond, I'm assuming Isaac and Aemond, he just said, "You're Justicars," smited him before he could give the message to them. So he came to me. And apparently he reads the Waterdeep Wazoo.
I mean, who doesn't?
Immortality's got to be really fucking boring.
Calvin chimes in and says, it would be in your best interest to, well, lock that scroll away. I'd be more than happy to put it into our vault. We can discuss it when we get back, but I think that's be wise. No good comes from consorting with devils.
I have no intention of making deals with him, like I said. Nothing's for free. Which is why he didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. He just wants me to use this.
Magic objects want to get used.
It's just gonna deliberately not look at you when you say that. Just to not give up the goat. Just like,
Anybody who'd like to make an insight check for Kelvin, as he's kind of just listening to this conversation and processing some information.
Absolutely, because it seemed like he was on first names with that devil.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's an unnatural 20.
Let's see.
That is a natural 20 for a 23.
Woo.
Okay.
That is a 22.
Let's go.
Damn,
We
inside crew.
all three of us just turn and look at the black staff, just like, so what was that?
As I said, nothing good comes from consorting with devils. And there is, all of you kind of, one, have a healthy suspicion that, like, he's speaking from experience. The other thing you notice is that he hasn't said much, but is very, very intently listening to the different pieces of your conversation about, like, the Castellanters and what's happening with, like, some of these other moving pieces around the city. And his face has been pretty even, but you can see in his eyes, like, he's like mentally taking notes, as if this is something he was not aware of.
Whoops.
Is it something that he was not aware of, or is it something that he's not aware that other people were tracking?
Unsure, but it definitely caught his attention and he noted it.
It's fine. He's too busy to get involved in our shit.
He's literally my boss.
He's definitely not too busy to get involved in B shit.
Yeah.
That's true. So B, you stay out of me and Riv's shit, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. B's not getting involved in your shit except double teaming a demon with Oddvar, a devil.
which is a you and an Oddvar thing. I'm not involved.
You're not involved. Nobody else needs to be involved.
It's important to have different aspects to your friendships and different things to do in your free time.
Exactly.
You said it, Oddvar.
Mm-hmm. Although, Lavinia, I expect more of a devil slaying approach from you, but still.
We're not allowed to fight in this bar, Oddvar.
I did once, and it was fine.
Was it fine?
He, like, looks at Moala, who's, like, smiling at, like, one of the Yankee as they're, like, waving her down, and, like, gives Oddvar just a glare. He goes, "It got resolved."
I notice you haven't been served since you've come into this bar. Is there a reason for that, buddy?
It was resolved. And Kelvin says, "Okay, we're ready to go." And it's like, quickly, like, puts a hand on B's shoulder and, like, nudges, like, kind of gestures for you to, like, do the same. Lavinia and Riv, Silas, and everyone kind of, like, grabs a hand, grabs a shoulder, and then he says, "All right, same thing. Brace yourself. This will be disorienting, and we may land moving, so be prepared for that." And says something in. Does anybody? It might be B. B. What languages do you speak?
I speak Gnomish, Common, Dwarvish, and Sylvan.
Nope. Lavinia?
Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
Nope. Riv?
Common, Sylvan, These Can't, and Abyssal.
No. This one's cool though. But it says something in another language, and just all of you teleport. And I want to ask for the next scene. Brindle, you're still noodling what you want to do, or do you want a little more time?
Oh, I have a. I think I know what Brindle would do in this situation. If you want to dive into that, or what have you, your choice.
Let's do this. Let's go a little further with this scene because we're close to where we need to be. Phrasing.
Oh, how many languages does B's rival speak? That's somebody who might know a bunch of languages.
Oh, actually, hold on. I
think I should have another language on here because I have a 4 intelligence, so and I only speak 4 languages. I think I should have Common and Gnomish. I should have.
Silas does speak it.
I should have other languages on here too.
Yeah,
I think because it's like your intelligence modifier plus your like racial language plus Common, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I should have 2 more. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it, given what she does for a living, Celestial and Draconic.
Say Silas speaks Elven, Common, Celestial, Draconic. Numbers are hard. Celestial, Draconic, fucking Infernal, and Primordial.
Cool.
Wow. Those academics.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive.
It is
Hey.
impressive.
If you're gonna summon elementals, helps to
You
be able
got
to
it.
talk to them.
Sure does.
Yep. Okay, cool. We'll continue. So you project following this guidance that was given from the Githyanki tracker, and Kelvin has done some just like insane math on this, and you actually project to a different area of the astral plane. That is in my hold on. Notes over here. Where is it? Some more for the lore BS, but still fun. So where you land is very bizarre because you poof out of Frostwind's Keep after squaring your tab.
Of course.
And you land in like a small, almost cozy looking cottage. And you can see in this cottage, there are two people. And you just blast your way in. And it's basically, there's a silver kind of projected version of Rainier with a long strand of ethereal string that kind of disappears off into the distance. And there's another silvery kind of silhouette of a person with a similar looking strand coming off of them. And it's an older looking version of Rainier with a longer beard and, well, probably about an extra 30 years. And from newspapers and portraits and all these other things, you'd recognize the old Neverember. As the two of you poof into this small little, almost stock home.
Two of us?
No, all of you. Sorry.
Okay.
Did I say two of you? As
You said you did say
did.
two of us, and I
Yeah.
got real concerned for a second.
No, I apologize.
Julia, you were muted.
Actually, I do apologize. Hey, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. It is DC. It's DC 20.
Is this against magic?
This is against magic.
Sweet.
So
Shit.
Yep. Fuck.
I'm gonna use my portent,
okay.
which gives me a 21 total.
Okay. You pass. Kelvin passes.
Wait. Do you use your proficiency bonus on saving throws?
You do. If you are proficient in wisdom saving throws. Usually proficient in two of them. I think wizard gets intelligence and wisdom.
Yeah. Okay.
I can look that up.
Yeah. I know I get advantage on them for magic.
Wizards are proficient in intelligence and wisdom saving throws.
Okay,
So you'd be able to
great.
add your proficiency.
Cool. So yeah, that gets. Oh no! I'm looking at the wrong thing. That still only gets me 19. Never mind.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. My audio went out. What am I rolling?
As a DC 20 wisdom saving throw, please.
Nope.
Does
Kelvin,
a 13 beat that?
it does not. Kelvin passes.
I do
Oddvar
not.
rolls a 2 and does not pass.
I do not pass even with my portent. I can't do
Oh
it.
God.
What is your portent?
Is it,
19?
is it a charm or sleep
Yeah,
spell?
my portent put
It is
me at
not.
a 19. total because it's +4, not +6 like my.
I will give it to you on a 19 on portent because you helped with the spell.
Okay.
That is, I'll give you that one.
Okay.
Silas fails.
20. You said 20?
20.
Fuck, 21.
21.
Oh.
All right. Rory fails. No climbing from that 3. Silas, Rory, Advar, Kelvin passed. Okay. Okay. So unfortunately, it's Riv, Silas, Rory. You all and Advar all bamf into this place. And you see it for a second. It's like a little stock house, basically. It's like almost like a model home. And then as you land, there is a almost ripping sensation like you've just bottomed out on a roller coaster. And you are all pulled from this environment. And actually left. Did you fail? Were you below 10? You said 13?
13. I rolled
Okay.
an 11.
Cool. Advar and Silas, both below 10.
Oh no.
You and Rory land outside on like just a chunk of this multicolored, like blue tinted rock. Advar and Silas land kind of in the astral sky, sea, if you will, and they start to like kind of float there and like scrambling for something to grab onto, and there's nothing there.
Well, Advar has wings, doesn't he?
He does, but he's still panicked the initial like
Ah.
scramble. Silas is not.
He's just a little disoriented. I guess Silas has to call his demon twin.
I can hear you. No, he just kind of yells like, Rip! Rory! And like kind of reaches towards you guys, and then like after a bit of a scramble, like thinks for 2 seconds, and then
I mean, Riv has rope and can throw that
here we go.
to him.
Go ahead and this would be either acrobatics or sleight of hand.
I would love a sleight of hand. That is a 24.
Okay.
That, is where I needed a roll like that.
Yeah, he kind of like grabs the edge of the rope. Now Advar like starts flapping his wings. It's like upside down kind of, and like manages to reorient, and like the two of them are kind of towed in to safety with you two. You can see as you're looking around, there are these like very small kind of astral islands. And there are these weird like purplish domes or bubbles on them, just kind of dotted around, and like you can actually see pretty far. There's got to be at least like 100, if not more, that you're looking at, including the one that's kind of next to you that you assume you've been like jaunted out from. But everyone else, B, Lavinia, and Kelvin, all land inside to see these two talking. And Dagall just kind of cocks his head and looks at the three of you and goes, interesting.
My baby. Here.
Oh boy.
Aw. B is actually going to look at Arinson because does he look like he knew Dagult was alive this whole time?
Yeah.
That's
news.
because whether she sees surprise on his face or not is gonna determine what she does, what she says.
He tries. He's usually very stoic, and still doesn't make a very outward display of it. But you catch him with the same expression he had the day when he like power walked out of the academy in what can only be described as pure panic by anyone else's standards. And he just gives a very confused look uh, towards Neverember, and Dagal just looks at the three of you, but makes eye contact with Calvin and says, "Lady Silverhand has said my best," and then vanishes.
Well, there's one theory confirmed.
And a very gaunt, very deep circled, even under the projection, like almost malnourished looking Rainier is sitting at this table, kind of with his head in his hands. And like finally and looks up and sees that his father's gone and like blinks in surprise and then looks to see the rest of you.
Hi.
How long have I been here?
Longer than is advisable.
Not quite 24 hours, but we're getting close.
Looks at Kelvin, he says, Blackstaff, and like reaches to kind of like touch you all. And then his hand goes through because he's still projecting. And he's like, I don't even know what's real anymore.
Oh, this is real. Riv was our anchor, and we.
Where is
got
Riv?
here.
Riv?
Riv
Oh.
came with Lavinia's gonna look at. She's gonna blame Blackstaff for this. She just like turns and looks at him. She's like, "You did the math. Where's Riv?
Oh.
Everyone."
He looks around like blinking out of shock, like, and then like sees like Silas and Rory and Advar and Riv are just not there, and he's like,
They
That's too casual of a response.
They shouldn't have been dropped too far from here.
no, it's astral variance. There's a possibility that they're at least within 100 meters.
Okay. B is going to walk. It is going to say, "Okay, Lavinia, do you want to check on them? I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to
You go talk to him. I'm gonna go. She's like still looking at the Blackstaff, like, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna go find everybody.
I need to actually roll something for him real quick. I need to roll.
Him who? Blackstaff or Rayman?
No, the black. I need to roll a concentration check. He's actually kind of rattled on that one.
Oh no, he's spooked.
Huh.
Oh, pfft.
Okay. Everyone's astral form kind of glitches for a second. And you see him like just take a deep breath and like try to like recenter himself.
It's B is going to sort of look at both of them and take a deep breath and just say, "It's all right. It's all going to be fine. We're here and we're going to get you home, okay?"
He starts looking around like really intently. Outside, Riv, you notice something interesting happen. Rory glitches out and disappears.
I'm sorry, what?
Rory, she's like, "Yeah, hey, his house, give me your hand," and shatters in like a weird, like a mirror almost, and disappears.
Silas?
Silas goes,
Silas?
"What the fuck?
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
I'm asking you.
I
You're
don't
the one
know.
who understands magic.
I'm not this kind of magic."
All right, take a breath. Take a breath. We need to get to the others.
Okay. Yep, we need to get to the others. And then you see the whole little island that you're standing on. Fracture lines start to spread through it with this blazing white light. And Silas doesn't know what that is. Because we gotta go. Where's the black staff? We gotta go.
I think Riv is going to be trying to make their way towards the cottage that they just got yeeted out of.
Riv, do the thing.
Silas,
Do the thing.
do
Do
what
the thing.
thing? What
Focus.
thing?
You're the anchor. Focus on this. Focus.
Silas, you've cursed twice in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's been
All
a
right,
day.
I'm concentrating. I'm focusing.
Give me a concentration check, please. You can take advantage. Is DC 12.
What is concentration, Andy? I haven't had to do one in so long. I'm panicking.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
Great.
You got advantage. It's fine.
Okay. That is a 14. 15
Okay.
on the dice, -1.
As you are focusing to be this anchor, what are you focusing on? Like what thought grounds you as you're trying to like stabilize this area and more importantly like focus on like Rainier, right? Because that was the original task you were given.
Riv had spent as much time as they could taking this trek, thinking back on their admittedly fairly brief history with Rainier and the memory that they use to anchor themselves is actually the memory of their first date, the one that B stalked them on when they were almost mugged. And Riv just focuses on that moment when they were sitting there looking out at the water, watching the fireworks, the feeling of Rainier sitting beside them.
Okay. As you are doing this inside, you see a malnourished, disoriented Rainier start to gain back a little focus and mass. I do need one more thing to happen as Kelvin has like blinked out of his shock and is now like looking around. You start to see like the fractures inside as well, like little fault lines hit with this white light that start cracking through the structure. And Riv, you can see outside like the outer chunks of this island are starting to just break off and float away into the astral sea. I need. Man, it's gonna get well. Kelvin says, Rainier, focus. We're taking you back with us. All of you. We're leaving now. Still your minds, do not get lost on our way back. This is a trap.
Do we have
Trap for who?
For us, apparently.
all right?
The others are nearby. I can sense them. We have to go. Turn. Grab your cord. And pull.
Lavinia's gonna turn. She turns towards the window. Can I see the others?
You can.
With
Minus Rory.
Oh, that's fucked up. With the earring of message that Lavinia has, she reaches up and she like makes eye contact with Riv, and she kind of like repeats that instruction.
And Riv says that to Advar and Silas.
Okay. Go ahead and as you leave the astral plane and follow that cord back, your thoughts, just like this kind of floating island, start to fracture. I need everyone to make a DC 15 intelligence saving throw.
It's magic, right?
It is
It's all
magic.
magic. Okay.
19 on the die for Advar.
Natural 20, baby.
Natural 20 for B.
Got 26.
Silas climbs to a 15 exactly on a 10. No, he'd be at a 17.
I was gonna say 17 flat for Lavinia.
Good.
My int is 0.
And I'm gonna roll the last one in the little box for Rainier.
Auntie, no.
Can Rainier use advantage? Can
we give Rainier advantage?
He has advantage from Riv.
Okay.
He's rolling as a +2.
Okay.
For his intelligence. He is not proficient in intelligence saving throws.
Oh man, I wish I hadn't used my portent earlier.
So. Wow, those are
what
both 9s.
The fuck? That feels unfair. I say use another one.
Can I just give Rainier mine and I will take his?
Would you like to burn a point of advantage?
Yeah,
Yes.
I will spend it. Burn because that was those two digital dice smacked into each other and rolled the same thing. Come on now.
There we go. That's a 4. Okay, 14 on the die. +2 is a 16.
There we go.
Jesus.
As you reach back, grab that silver strand, and pull, you feel yourself flung back through the astral plane at an alarming rate. This is something that even that the astral jaunt wasn't this fast. As you were quickly being like honing in on your body back on the material plane. Multiple times, you feel yourself almost being pulled off course and thrown somewhere else. But as Kelvin said, to steal your minds and focus, you managed to orient yourself correctly. And with a startling gasp, wake up in your bodies back in Lab 1. The real world comes back into focus as one by one you all kind of start to get up and feel everything again, right? Gravity is heavier here. Lights are actually brighter here. All the aches and pains that you have come back into your body as you take a deep breath. And the first breath actually kind of hurts. As you're like, oh shit, I haven't actually been breathing in this projection. And all of you are there except for Rory.
Rory?
And Kelvin looks around, counts the number of people. Rainier is there with you, looking rough. It looks like he hasn't eaten in a week. Even his physical body is just kind of shaky and exhausted. Kelvin pulls out a small journal from his one of his pockets, flips through it, and says something in Celestial. Over top her actual, like, still breathing, just body. Who spoke Celestial again? Okay. He says, "Return home." And with a rapid snap of energy, Rory just kind of shudders and wakes up. But very quickly, you can see her, like, normal, like, red hair just starts to gray out and turn like a strange, just white color. And she looks like she's aged about 10 years. And she just takes a deep breath and, like, looks entirely out of sorts.
Lavinia just touches her own hair that's turned white, and she's like, "Oh, I know that feeling."
Kelvin just says, "Or are you okay? What'd you see?" And she blinks for a couple seconds, is like, it's like lost in this, like a labyrinth almost. I tried to follow the strand back, but I got knocked off course, and been ages. Kelvin says, "You're back now and you're safe. I'm gonna have you looked at to make sure that, see what we can do to help. You're okay." And, like, helps her up.
I want to do a fucking check on this motherfucker. What is this motherfucker's intentions here?
Okay.
What
Hey, what the fuck are you doing, check?
what the fuck are you, what the fuck?
Like,
Bro.
are you just not telling her because you don't want to shock her? Are you not telling her because you just plan on, like, gaslighting her? What's happening here?
I don't know. I want to do an insight check because this dude fully, like, has potentially other professors, like, locked in some kind of magic prison. So
No,
maybe
they're on a research project.
locked in a magic research project prison, which, to be fair, that's just academia. But
She's
was
not
about to
trapped. She's just
say.
working on her PhD.
exactly. That's just what it takes to actually complete your thesis.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need one of your colleagues to lock you in a dungeon so you get your work done.
I'm fine. I'm just doing tenure. Yeah, but yeah. No.
Go
That's
ahead.
on the floor. So rolling the other die, which went onto the floor also.
Jesus.
So
I need you to get your shit together.
I need to get my shit together, Geodis. My shit is apart. That's a 12.
He looks concerned. He also, on a 12.
No, it's a 14. I do have oh wait, no, that's for checks. Never mind. So yeah, no, 12.
This is a check. This is an inside check.
Yeah, it's an insight check, but it's not a saving throw. I have advantage on saving throws. I don't have
Okay.
advantage on insight checks.
He looks concerned, and he also looks. He doesn't look surprised. He looks like he has seen something like this before, and is trying to sort out what is happening, specifically to her.
Okay.
But he helps her up, and then as that's happening, Rainier kind of, like, staggers to his feet, and, like, just throws his arms around Riv. Riv, you feel like Rainier's made of glass right now. like just light and fragile, you know.
Riv hugs him gently, given that, and takes a moment just to comfort him, and just quietly says, "It's all right. You're back. We're going to take care of you. Everything's going to be fine."
How long has it been here?
Not long.
About what, 9 hours? I mean, how long were we out?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
It's been a
How long do
while
we
because
think it's
Riv was
been?
going. Brindle was looking for us for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for him, for us, it's probably been like 5 or 6. For him, it's probably been closer to like 14, 15.
And Kelvin mentioned that time fluctuates different in different areas of the astral plane.
Mhm.
So Rainier is like, it felt like it's been weeks. But I'm so happy. And he like turns around and like gives B a hug and like gives Lavinia a hug, and then like stops short at like the black staff, but then turns around and gives like Silas a hug.
Just, eh.
Because he's like, I'm not really sure how to deal with this one. And it's just like I would like very much to go home. And Kelvin, kind of getting Rory to her feet, says, "Of course, but please, do get a good night's sleep. Come back. We'd like to check you out to make sure there's no residual effects. But yeah, get some rest."
B is going to linger there for a second after everyone else sort of starts to leave, just for a second, and is going to look at Arunson
Right.
and say,
1 second.
um,
As
sorry.
as everyone else is kind of like getting out, leaving, he says, "Thank you all. I will write this up for Lavinia for your case file. I may have a few questions, but we don't have to do that now. Please get some rest. That was a very trying experience for all of you. Um, I'll make sure that Roy's okay. Rainier, please return tomorrow for a check-in. And thank you, all of you. It was very brave." And then people kind of say their thanks and start to filter out one by one.
You I think B is gonna linger there for just sort of a second and just sort of say, You said it was a trap.
Yes. He flags down one of the other like academy members and has Rory taken to like med bay. Yes.
How would Lord Neverember know you were coming?
I don't think it was specifically for me. I think it was for whoever decided to interfere. And he like sees that Rory is out of earshot. Says, "It's a modified version of a conjured labyrinth. It messes with your psyche, keeps you trapped in a manifestation or an illusion. Could take anywhere from minutes to days to years to navigate your way out. It's not about physical direction, it's about, well, magical intent. Seemed that everyone in that area, well, it was designed to capture anyone who was there. We got lucky." It's wrong. For those of you who are interested, it's the maze spell. But yeah, Can be
Nice.
modified to last longer than minutes.
Hmm. So B kind of like just sort of scowls at the floor and says, "I'm not sure how lucky, Rory. We got lucky, but he got a look at exactly who's coming after him, and we almost lost Rory. And if you hadn't been there, we would all be dead."
Well, astral travel is no easy task, but we did learn something important.
Yeah.
Neverember, or at least something masquerading as him, is still alive.
B's gonna look around. I just rolled a natural one on a wisdom check, man. I'm about to do something dumb.
Oh no.
Yeah. And he ran off with the city treasury, didn't he?
Like tilts his head a bit and goes, "Why do you think that?"
Because I can read lips.
You're outing me.
Demons lie. Devils lie, of course. But I didn't catch that vibe.
No, at Crossman Keep, I heard you and your friends talking and spoke about. And take this as manners or not, but he does mage hand the door shut.
Mhm.
Um,
To be so clear, we did not talk about the treasury. We just talked about the castle
Cast
lanterns.
lanterns,
Yes.
correct. He just mage hands the doors shut, which you also know that when these doors are closed, all the magical safety protocols activate, right?
Oh yeah, this man can fully. I am. I rolled a 1, man.
I'm just setting the scene. And he says, "Notice that your friends brought up the Castellanters. Devils approaching your friend Lavinia. You seem quite knowledgeable about current events.
I have
I'll
been.
be blunt. What is it that you all know?"
I know that I have been in the wrong place at the wrong time often enough to really just want someone else who knows more than I do to handle it. Because it's freaking me out, sir. Boss. I don't want to know any of this. Please don't take my memory. But I don't want to know any of this.
Good save. Um,
like like it was a sort of like I don't I don't want to know these things. I want to help if there is any way I possibly can because the things I know indicate that a just a general economic collapse, and I don't love that for us.
it was quite a concern.
I, I,
Perhaps
I
an
don't.
understatement.
Yeah, I don't love that. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the Castellanters. I real that like I have been trying to stay away from that. I've been trying to stay away from this also. Um But I fucked that up just now.
B, I'm going to tell you something that only two other people know. And if I hear from somewhere else, then I know it was you that divulged it. Neverember had accomplices in this very academy. They've been identified and dealt with. But my concerns didn't stop at a singular individual. A plan like this could take years to put into motion. And if I'm being honest, part of my trust comes from the fact that you haven't been here that long. I'd like your insight on, well, how you think current events are affecting our work.
The work of the university?
If it's being used to further things like theft, yes. Or perhaps if you've been in the wrong place at the wrong time and seen something else linked to the crime that's devastated our treasury.
I have not been anywhere that wrong. I think there's a lot of people. What I'm trying to figure out in what free time I have is who what do they what who gains anything from this? Because it seems to me that Lord Neverember, yeah, you stole a fuck ton of gold, right? Like you steal gold, but like that's nothing. That's just gold. That's static. That's a static quantity. That's nothing on the receipts you get from like loaning and getting debts on things and like the both the soft and the hard power that come from like running a fucking city. It's not, it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, take the money and run, fake your death, but like it if what you want is power and more power, what's he buying?
I don't know. Something he couldn't get while in the position of Open Lord, perhaps, or something that changed during his time. I never would have thought Neverember to be that type of person, but there are things. Again, assuming we can trust what we saw. There are many methods for disguising one's identity. If Neverember is well and truly dead, he'd make a phenomenal scapegoat. If he's not, I have many more questions.
I Compared to a vast many people, I am very smart. But in this, I recognize that I am an idiot. I would like to be a useful idiot. If I I'm telling you that I know these things in this room with the understanding that I, there is nothing I can do other than trust that you do not want to unmake me.
I do not.
That's a relief. But I am saying this so that you know that I want to help because I don't want bad stuff to happen. I don't want the bad things to happen. And if there's something I can do to help, I would like to be doing it.
He takes a second and thinks. Says, take today and rest your body and your mind. Was not I will write a report on what happened and have questions for your friends. I think those questions will lead us a little closer to what's actually happening here. But for now, rest. There's plenty to explore. But must be deliberate and careful.
And B is just going to nod and now keep her mouth shut.
As you're heading towards the door, he says, and B, I was serious. I know that your friends are involved, but in terms of what's happening here in the academy, keep that to yourself. It's hard to find people to trust, and the wrong person could end us.
I can't. When it comes to ferreting out conspiracies, Lavinia's good. I'm not going to tell her anything, but I can't say that she's not going to figure something out. I just have to trust that you trust me, if she does.
He
'Cause if
nods.
there's one thing that I know, it's the value of silence.
Stick line. He
That
nods.
reminds me of the curator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Spooky.
And he sighs and says, I have a lot to do, but I'll see you tomorrow. We'll
Of
have
course.
a better direction then. And waves his hand, the door opens.
B, like, visibly, like, relaxes, like, 3 degrees, like, shoulders come down, like, visibly, as the door opens, and she will just sort of, again, nod and bail, uh, and probably walk, like, all the way back to wherever they're staying, like, without speaking. just looking completely like, I can't believe I fucking did that.
I was gonna say,
Bold move.
Riv is probably getting Rainier home by himself. Lavinia
Correct.
probably dipped out. She's like, I gotta go see my dad.
Yeah.
So Lavinia dipped.
As you all get back and start to get sorted, right? Riv is taking Rainier, I assume, back to his house or someplace safe. Lavinia is going to go see her dad. B is just kind of like shell shocked walking. Brindle is like staring at the Emerald Enclave embassy.
Brindle.
What's going on with Brindle?
What is going on with Brindle? So yeah, I think Brindle stews on it for a moment, like, oh, what do I do in this situation? Realizes that most things are just too complicated. I could try and sneak into this place, I could look in through the window, I could, what have you, or maybe just have a conversation, So I think Brindle, after watching his stalker go inside of this enclave building, shimmies down a storm pipe, and like just knocks on that same door in the alleyway.
Okay. You knock on the door. There's a pause. And then the door kind of opens, and you see standing in the doorway is a strange humanoid-looking tree with these two like kind of little red eyes kind of centered on where its face would be, and it's just like a little, like, it's got little flowers. It looks like a rose bush, honestly, that just kind of has been like elongated, and like opens the door and says, "Oh, good morning. How can I assist you?"
Brindle responds and says, "Oh, good morning," but says it in Sylvan. Thinking that,
and switches to Sylvan and says, "Lovely to hear the native tongue. How can I help you today, good sir?"
"Oh, hi. Well, I was just walking along, and somebody just came in here and they dropped something, and I just wanted to give it back to them. And I was wondering if I could talk with them."
"Oh, but of course. And who is it you're looking for exactly? Do you?"
Well, she has what was it? Red hair? Did you say?
Yeah, it's
kind
like
of half elven
autumn hair. Yeah.
Autumn hair. Like, Brindle gives a brief description, and it's she just came in not long ago, maybe 30 seconds ago.
Oh yes, of course, of course. I'd be more than happy to take that and return the item to her. Thank you for that. Would you?
Oh, I was actually hoping to talk to her.
Throw me a persuade. Give me advantage because you're talking to Sylvan.
Heck yeah. Okay.
Like crisp 8. Okay. Net 20, baby! I'm celebrating your rolls. You should be able to do that.
Yeah,
what a
that
swing.
20. I don't even use me. Don't even have to use my persuasion modifier. Like, not 20.
All
Let's
over
go.
the place. Yeah,
oh, man, I'm vibing with this tree person.
Yeah,
excellent.
This rosebush is like, oh well, yeah, it's a little animated rosebush person.
I compliment them about how wonderful their roses smell this time of year.
Oh, man, thank you. It's been a great bloom season, honestly. Well, listen, who am I to take the reward of gratitude away from a person who's just trying to do a good deed? Please come inside.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's phenomenal of you. Thank you.
And you're brought into like a very comfy. It almost looks like a mix between a hunter's lodge and a greenhouse, as there's just like flowers and natural literally like nature is built into these walls with like vines and different things. But this is very comfortable, like plush chairs, and like it's glamping almost as you kind of sit down and have
okay.
just
okay.
lovely fresh air, and you can just smell like the scent of flowers all over the place. And says, "Please just take a seat, and Mirar will be right down." And he kind of shambles off upstairs.
Oh, great. Mira, did you say?
And yes, after a few moments, a woman, same hair but entirely different outfit. More of a like brown, gold and green kind of get up. The kind of the gold accents with like little like leaves or vines around like a green shirt, and the kind of like nice looking official looking pants. Says, "Hi, good afternoon. Rosie said I had a visitor."
Do I see how does she react when she sees me? Before I say anything.
Go ahead and roll insight.
I will do that. Not
Luigi's
only am I going to roll insight, I am going to concentrate on her with this fantastic new hat that I have and read her surface thoughts.
Hell yeah.
We are not messing around here. But for insight,
My cable keeps getting
What is that?
tangled. It's like
that would be an
restricting.
18 and 18 on insight.
Ooh, that is
Insight. It's when you win on insight.
Yeah, you definitely win side this roll. She walks in and says, "Hello, Rosie said I had a visitor," and just stops and stares at you, and like blinks, as you can see that she's like trying to maintain her composure, and the hat just goes, "Oh fuck." Is the surface thought you hear?
Got it.
How can the Emerald Enclave assist you today? I heard you found something of mine.
I think Brindle bites his tongue. He's going to make a witty remark about maybe finding the stealth she dropped or something on the roofs, but does not actually say that to that effect. But
her head of telepathy hears the joke and she's like, "This guy's funny." No, she doesn't have one.
No. But yeah, Brindle doesn't beat around the bush though. No, I don't. You didn't drop anything when you're on the roof.
Beat around the bush.
No.
Beat around the rose bush.
Yeah,
no. Actually, just says that. No. You didn't drop anything when you're on the roof.
Her face just kind of falls and it's like, ugh.
And at that point, I think is when I will try to delve deeper with the detect thoughts, in which case she could get a wisdom saving throw on a DC 13.
Luckily, that's a 15.
Okay, so she beats that, and she knows that I'm trying to read her thoughts. Then
she like rubs her temples, and then like gives you a look and goes, "Okay, that's just rude."
I think stalking people is more rude.
Okay. Clearly, we got off on the wrong foot.
I think Brindle sits down at this point. I think he was standing. He sits down at this point. Says, "What is it? What is it that I could do for you?"
Well, you kind of had me between a rock and a hard place. So, have you seen your friend Lavinia?
Not actually recently, but that's a whole other thing. What about Lavinia?
Well, it's what I do, baby. to put it lightly, the Emerald Enclave has taken a interest in her well-being and noticed that she has been, well, missing for quite a number of hours. And given that
Hours.
you are a, so I should say, associate of her, then I was
Mate,
hoping,
you know.
yeah. Well, you haven't been home in a few days, and just give you like a look.
So you say she's been missing for a few hours. How closely are you watching her to know she's been gone for a few hours? What is the nature of this?
That unfortunately is, well, the business of the Enclave. But I can assure you, we mean her no harm. That's
I might need a little more convincing than that. I'd like to do another insight check to see if I believe she's telling the truth.
okay.
17.
She does seem to tell you the truth. She also seems to be like in a really awkward spot. As you kind of just caught her red-handed and is like trying to figure out how to navigate this. Um,
What is it that the Enclave could possibly have an interest in Lavinia Hale for?
her health and well-being.
Why?
All right. I'm not supposed to get into details, but there was an incident some time ago, and it was requested of us to kind of keep an eye on Lavinia to avoid any future mishaps. City's
Okay.
dangerous.
Well, I want to cut to the chase here. I know you're not supposed to say anything, but you know we're allies here. We clearly we both care about the well-being of Lavinia Hale. And I have, as you've experienced, a hat in which I could read your mind and be very invasive, or you could just trust the fact that I also am on your side and would like to know more about your interest. And I'd like to roll persuasion on that.
Fair enough. Go ahead and she says, correct me if I'm wrong, but accessories like that don't always work all the time.
That might be a good response if I only rolled a 13 total for my persuasion. Well, it's true. I'm new at this, but I'm persistent. And as you can tell, I might be able to follow you and you wouldn't be able to see me. I, at any moment, could try and read your mind.
I do commend your skills for that.
This could be a long-running thing, or we could just get on the same page and hurry this along.
Here's what I can say. And if Lavinia has more questions, then she's welcome to come here for the answers. A ranking Emerald Enclave member asked us to look out for her well-being in the city. I can assure you we mean her no harm. But beyond that, I can't say any more.
Okay. I understand your position. I understand that you're just following the orders of somebody higher up in your organization. So when I tell Lavinia to come here, and I will, you need to tell me who that is.
I cannot say.
I think you can, because she's going to need to come here and talk to them, and it's really just at their direction. So
she just stares at you for a good minute. I think that we're done here.
I don't think we are. But thank you for hosting me. Thank you for letting me know what you can. And I'm sure there will be a follow-up.
Our door is, well, usually locked, but we're happy to answer any questions Lavinia may have.
Okay. Well, thank you. And also, and I think at this point, Brindle would maybe give her some helpful pointers about how to stay a little bit more hidden on the roof.
She just rolls her eyes at you and goes, okay,
Just twist that knife.
listen, in case you didn't see it on the way in, the door's over there.
Oh, okay. Brindle stops himself from just walking through the wall out of sight. and just gives it like a little bit of a nod, thanks them, and walks out.
And
thank you.
Rosie kind of opens the door for you and says, all right, have a great day. It was nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, responds to Rosie and Sylvan again. Oh, thank you so much. It's again, your blooms are so lovely. And good luck.
Yeah, enjoy the sunshine. Sunshine. Woo, words are hard. And then closes the door, and like Mira just stares at Rosie. Rosie's like, what? He was nice.
Yeah, and I think at that point, Brindle will go back up the drain spout and leave entirely undetected as possible. And I can roll for that if you'd like, but
yeah,
but
please.
it disappears.
Roll stealth.
Oh, good. Because if he had flubbed that after his big talk, that would have sucked. But I got a dirty 20. Dirty 20 on
that. You feel you have left undetected.
Ooh.
You have a new rival. You've got the greasy bitch, and you've got Mira.
I don't know if I'm a rival. Mira seems to actually be out for your best interest. Now the question is whether or not her, I'm not going to say employer, but like the higher up person in the organization, whether or not they actually have your best interest in mind. Who knows, or who they might be? But I guess we'll find out. Where is everyone? Goes back to his search, I guess.
As you're kind of working through catching up with people. Riv, you get Rainier back to the house. He has a couple questions on the way, but a lot of it is just disoriented, trying to catch up on like the time, trying to figure out what happened. A lot of the conversation with
what a day! What a lovely day!
Hey, more raiders! Hello.
Hello.
A lot of the conversation with Neverember, he's like trying to recount, but it's all like disjointed and like weird. There's like these odd metaphors and like allusions to things, but like no concrete like go here and do this. Like it's like a fulfill your destiny and like hey, it seems just scrambled. But he was clearly trying to motivate Rainier to do something, but Rainier is just so fried he can't put it into words. And eventually gets back and is able to sleep after eating
and eat something.
After eating a ton of food, drinking a ton of water, and a little bit of whiskey, goes to sleep. You feel like you'll probably get some more out of him after he's actually like slept and kind of regained his cognitive functions, but astral travel unwillingly for a long time can really mess. I mean, you saw it. So you have a couple follow-ups. You got a message from a friend saying that he may have had some info for you. Get some other stuff you can do with your day too, but
Riv doesn't love the idea of leaving Rainier alone, but they do have a lead that they need to follow up on, and I have to pull it up because, of course,
I
I
can-
have X'd out of it.
I can guarantee I will not try and kidnap Rainier again today.
I appreciate it. At least give the poor boy 24 hours.
Yep. I was gonna have lost that mace spell, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be bad."
He's too baby for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would have been a monster, Andy. But
Don't
yes,
blame
I
me.
think
Blame
we
the dice.
see we see Riv standing in Rainier's bedroom, looking at a piece of parchment that they had delivered to them earlier, and reading the words, "I found our missing friend, but I will need your help to retrieve them. Stop by when you have a moment. Sooner is better." Signed just with the letter V. And Riv takes one more look at Rainier, just confirming that he is there, he is safe,
He's breathing.
he is resting. And then they head out to go to Vincent Trench's office.
Oh yeah. There's my noir music. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Head back up towards the north ward of the city, down Skull Skull Alley, up through those familiar staircases. Once again, everything fades to black and white, and see the frosted window. Vincent Trench, investigator, gold lettering on the door.
And once again, Riv, of course, has not changed her appearance. She still looks like herself. She would be identifiable as Riv, but she does look a little bit more femme, and in fact, more like a femme fatale as she knocks on the door.
Okay, but how much have you based this look uh the your girlfriend's sister?
Damn.
The wave and the
There's just a
hair.
little bit of violet in the eyes.
Just a
little. Just a little.
just like
It's a
the
little Sin City.
wave.
There's, it's all black and white except just a little bit of purple in
Flash.
Riv's eyes.
Flawless.
Hell yeah.
Flawless.
Get Vincent Trench up here.
So it's Vincent Trench, so it's the spirit. It's not it's not Sin City.
I'm the octopus. I got 8 of everything. That movie's a gem.
I could take or leave Sin City. I love the spirit.
Knock on the door here, Vincent just enter.
And Riv walks in, and just as she has every other time, goes to take a seat.
The cigarette case comes out.
Takes one, leans in for him to light it.
Lights it up. So you got my message.
I received your letter, yes.
Good timing.
Indeed.
Well, I think I found our missing friend.
That is a relief, depending on what condition you found them in.
She seems fine for now, but she changed her career to catering? Odd.
That doesn't sound like her.
He opens a file and shows you a photo. It's from a distance across kind of a very nice catered party, but you can see like carrying a serving tray is if it's not her, it's a very good lookalike of Hazel Talls.
She was so ambitious and had worked so hard to earn that position.
I'm sure there's a joke in there about actors and wait staffing, but I'm a little more concerned about, well, who she's working for.
Yes, where did you find her?
Part of the nature of my job is to be kind of in with a variety of interesting people around town. To be honest with you, I wasn't even looking for her when spotted her. This is a whole different thing I was kind of following up on, but I'll take lucky over good. You ever hear of a fence called the Fox?
Can't say that I have.
About a year ago, maybe a little longer, started getting some real popularity. Kind of just came onto the scene out of nowhere, but likes to host these very fancy parties, and of course he's not a fence the way no one would describe themselves that way, but moves around a lot of really nice art, jewelry, those kind of things. Um, the certificates of authenticity are questionable at best, but I have a suspicion he's also could be leaning towards darker things, unconfirmed. But regardless, the he's dangerous.
And Hazel appears to be working for him.
Yeah, going by a different name though, Janine. Yeah, very odd.
You know, it is concerning. Seemed like she wasn't quite acting like herself there right before she disappeared. Now you're saying she's reappeared as someone else. That sounds like it could have a number of concerning implications. Did you have the opportunity to speak with her?
It's brief. Didn't seem like her, well, the way you described her anyway. But regardless, I think it's worth it's worth a visit. It's not back in her old house, so I don't know where she's staying. But one doesn't stumble into those kind of jobs.
How would one find themselves in a job such as that?
Well, most of those people are in the know. Some of them, I think, are carefully vetted. Some of them don't seem like they have much of a past at all to talk about. But I think next time Mr. Fox decides to throw an event, it's worth attending. Find a little more.
Well, I will certainly do my best to keep an ear to the ground and See when I hear rumblings of an event like that.
Might be one tomorrow night. Nothing confirmed yet. I'll send you a letter or a message if you hear anything. Oh, one more thing so you're not going in blind. He flips open his folder and shows you a photo. Gentleman wearing a nice vest, shock of short red hair, piercing blue eyes. Says, he cleans up nice.
I would like to make a deception check.
Okay. DC is 17.
That is exactly a 17.
Okay. You can tell that Vincent is looking for a reaction, but he's also a professional detective. He's always looking for stuff. What's your face show?
Rip's face really shows nothing. There's the slightest widening of the eyes, but, well, they might just think that that face is a very, very pretty one.
Vincent closes the folder. Says, all right, I get some more details. Send you a message. But confident that's Hazel, and sure she's not there because she decided to disappear out of her house and become a caterer overnight.
As always, Detective Trench, you are very, very skilled at putting these pieces together.
Yeah. Do what you love, never work a day in your life.
Well, your hard work is appreciated.
Thank you. It's nice to be appreciated. He flips open the cigarette case and says, one for the road.
And Riv takes one and then leans in to light it off of his, straightens up and says, thank you.
My pleasure. Gives you like the slightest of a wink.
Well, you know, Detective Trench, you really shouldn't mix business and pleasure.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Is it now? And Riv just leaves at that point.
Yeah.
That's right. That's fucking right.
Damn.
Just walk out on a man.
Boom. Lavinia's like, I'm still having flashbacks to Lavinia's conversation to Advin. Raven's like, man, I'm having a rough night. And I'm like really not feeling okay. And you're like, sucks to suck, nerd. You just look like left.
You
Yeah,
know?
but you
She's
leave.
like,
Yeah, cool.
You should talk to one of your friends about it.
yeah, maybe you should call someone. Not me.
Talk to a therapist, buddy.
Across the city, Lavinia feels proud for some reason. In Riv, doesn't know why.
Around this time, you all hear Sturgio's voice coming through the sending stones. Or so it's from the telepathic link. Go ahead. Is everyone? Hello? Is everyone back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
We've been trying to reach you for hours. Where are you?
Oh, we were on
Oh,
the
look, people are
astral.
back.
Oh, hi. Hi,
Oh,
Brindle.
hi. Yeah,
Where are you? Where have you been? You guys disappeared. You're
Oh,
gone. You're entirely gone. We couldn't find you. I've been searching for hours.
Oh yeah, we were on the astral plane getting.
Are you? So you're
Rainier
okay?
back.
Oh, you're okay. So you're okay though.
Yeah,
You're
we're
all
all
right.
right.
Astral plane.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
Astral
Okay.
plane.
May I ask you a favor
Shenanigans.
in the future? The
Did you
keys do
bring me
not.
anything?
Rainier. We brought Rainier.
Hey, that's awesome.
Oh, good. You've
that's
located
great.
Rainier.
Yeah.
Is he safe?
He's safe. Yes.
I got a sketchy scroll from a devil. You can't have that because it'll fuck you up. But
I feel like we should all meet at the safe house.
I
And
have to.
as-
I have to go see my father.
once you are done with that, please. There seems to be a lot to discuss. Also, as a word of warning, the keys do not work outside of the plane. I didn't think that was relevant to when I first gave them to you, but it's worth mentioning now.
I did know that. I just forgot to say anything.
Well, we all
Before
learned
we
something
left.
today.
That's
very B. Okay.
Sorry,
All right. Well,
sorry, you
so
spent hours looking.
Yeah, sorry.
I got done with my morning. I tried to reach out. Nobody was there. I got worried. I started searching the city.
It was kind of an emergency because he'd already been under for like 6 hours, and if you're under for longer than 8, you can kind of straight die.
Okay.
So we
I
needed
mean,
to
yeah.
we needed to act quick.
I'm glad everyone
So
was okay.
I guess we learned something new. Yeah. So if suddenly you guys are gone in the future, I guess that just means you're not on this plane or dead.
You should still
Or sleep.
look, or sleep. You should still look for us, because I gotta be honest, I'm the only one of us who's likely to go back to the astral plane, and I'm not doing that until I can do shit that Aronson can do.
Okay.
Because
Who's Aronson?
oh, he's the black staff. He's my boss.
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, look, that's fine. But you're gonna remember to tell me next time, right?
I'm
Because I don't
gonna
want to
remember.
search for the city every time you disappear. This is just that's.
Yeah, it was rude. It was rude on our parts to not tell you and Sergio. Sorry, Sergio.
Right.
Sorry.
I appreciate
Brindle.
that.
Sergio, is there gonna be
I'm glad you're
lunch
okay.
at the safe house? Do you have?
There can be lunch, yes. I feel
That's
like
awesome. I'll be there soon.
we've worked up an appetite scouring the city. I know,
Feeling
you
like
apologize.
salad for some reason.
Get that itch.
We'll do one last quick scene, and it's Lavinia going to visit her father in the castle ward.
So I probably walk right past on the street. I walk past where Brindle's going the opposite way on the roofs. Just completely. Just do. Going down to where my dad lives. Going back to the house.
Is this one now? Hold on. Yeah, that's the one. So, you go to your dad's house, and you've been here before. I'll let you describe it. You know, he lives in a nicer house in the castle ward.
It's a nicer house. It's brick. It's like a row home. It's like not quite a brownstone type of like thing you would see. It's a little bit more narrow than that. 2 stories, very solid. It was his mother's house when we moved back, when we came to the city from when he left the Silver Marshes. That's where we went to live. And I think it's just very old and lived in, but not like run down. Like it's maintained, but it's also not updated.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. You knock on the door, and it would be, hold on, notes. You knock on the door, and a oh geez, a armored uh, watchman opens it.
Well, you're not my father.
His expression kind of softens as he recognizes you. Says, Lavinia, good, you got the message. Please come aside.
Yeah, I will definitely enter my own home. What is happening?
As you kind of go through the house, this armored guard like walks you back towards the living room. And you see there's like 4 more guards in this house. And in the living room, there's another guard standing there, and your father is just in more casual dress with a uh, very, very large uh, bandage wrapped around his side. Says, Lavinia, hi. And he tries to like stand and like takes a second, goes,
It,
and then stands up and says, so you got my message.
I see you got a big old side wound.
I did. And he like looks at the guard and says, you leave us. And the guard says, I have strict orders to outside, please.
I'm not gonna do anything to my dad. What the fuck? Get out.
He like sheepishly exits the room, and Willem just goes, they're on edge, and rightfully so. It's not their fault.
How's the lady?
She's fine. Up in the castle, I believe. Today is call it a recovery day. Lavinia, this hasn't hit the news yet. When it does, they're going to say that someone tried to kill Lady Silverhand. I don't think that's accurate. I think last night someone tried to kill me.
Well, that's completely fucked. Do you know who? Did you see who? One guy? 2 guys? What the fuck? How? Dad?
One, able to move through shadows. Quite skilled. He was badly wounded, but he did manage to escape. Poison slowed me down a bit. But after he attacked, he disappeared. Draw poison.
Was it a drought? Did you see them? Were
Saw his
they?
eyes. 2 different colors.
Oh my god. Dad. Was one of them yellow?
It was.
Dad. The fuck? That's the guy. And she like gestures to where her arm is missing.
He nods, says, I feel like you needed to hear this from me. I'm safe, but he is still out there. Between, if it is the same person, you and myself, well, some vengeance for something. It's personal. But you need to know.
All right. I'll be careful. You be fucking careful. Jesus.
He like looks at the door that the sheepish guard went through, and he's like, I'm probably more protected than I've ever been in my life. If you want, I can assign you a security detail.
Oh,
I understand.
absolutely not.
I understand you're going to decline it. It was to offer.
Yeah. The last thing I need is someone following me around. I almost said someone else, but oh. Oh. Don't want to tell my dad that. Yeah, no, I don't need someone following me around. Bad enough that they fucking printed that thing about the Zentarum task force in the newspaper. Now that's going to make everything more difficult, but
I saw that. Well done.
I mean, he got away.
Yeah, that doesn't always work out, but it seems like you did a lot of good there. You and Advin both. You're a good team.
No, actually, maybe I'll send Advent up here to hang out with you. He also got the shit kicked out of him.
He's young. He'll bounce back. I should be back on my feet in a matter of a day or two. The acolytes were very fast to remove the poison.
I take it this means you're still gonna make me go to dinner with.
If I can get almost killed and poisoned and still go, I think you can find it in you to
Or you can
enjoy some wine.
Or you can stay home and rest, and we can just not do it at all.
He gives you a look and says, Lavinia, you know that's not how I... Now more than ever, the city needs stability. And that means that the Lord's champion needs to be, well, a stabling force that is out in the public.
The Lord's champion isn't supposed to be around when we're not at war, Dad. I don't think your presence offers stability, especially now that everyone's going to think that she was almost assassinated.
We'll deal with the fallout from the news. People need to see their leaders engaged. If there was any other time, I might take this as a sign to retire. But once this is passed.
I think once this is passed, that's something we should definitely discuss. Go do something less exciting, like politics.
Oh, please. I'm not brave enough for politics.
I can maybe get you a spot on a boat. You want to go hang out with some dwarves? Good drinking songs.
That honestly sounds lovely.
You're muted.
Della's yelling something. She's muted.
You cannot let a cop on my boat.
He won't be a cop anymore. He'll be retired.
No,
I'm not
no,
a
no,
narc
no,
anymore.
no.
I'm cool.
No, 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 no. No cops.
Well, too bad. Your boyfriend invited this cop onto his boat for the race. I got an invite.
You're barely a cop.
That's true. I am doing some.
Just Wilhelm fully retired in like a Hawaiian shirt, just like smoking. Like, this is great, man.
He hangs out with CW, but very specifically, CW's on the dock, is on the boat, and my dad is just on the dock on like a lawn chair.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
He says, this is going to sound silly given everything, but how are you? I'm fine.
Well, made direct eye contact with Walter Felbrain, and he said he was going to see me again later. I went to the astral plane with the Black Staff and spoke directly one-on-one with a devil who I think wants to buy my soul. It's not for sale. I told him so. And I still have to go to dinner tomorrow with you, or not tomorrow, in 2 days with you, my mom, my mom's husband. So it's like, it's not like I'm fine.
He just laughs and says, are you sure you don't want that security detail?
Absolutely not. Because you know what's going to happen? It's just going to be Advent, and then I'll kill him.
You know what? Understandable. And his face kind of gets real serious, and he says, but Lavinia, I trust you. I know that you are smart, but this city is volatile right now. Just please keep your wits about you.
I'll be fine, Dad. I survived a necromancer clone with my roommates, and you know,
You can see he's just like dying inside listening to all this. And he's like,
I don't know what you want me to say, Dad. I'm your daughter.
no,
You raised me. This is categorically your fault.
I appreciate
you.
I appreciate that you
This.
feel like you can tell me these things, and I just want you to be safe. I understand who you are and what you're going to do. Just take care of yourself. Not every fight is yours. I know. Coming from me, I understand.
Mhm.
You're more than welcome to roll your eyes. But we'll go see your mother. We'll have a nice dinner and then try to unpack everything that's happening here.
At least it'll be the shipwrights' ball. They have good drinks.
There's a knock at the door, and you hear one of the guards talking to somebody, says, "Well, I have an invitation. Don't you know who I am? You don't? Odd. I'm in the paper all the time. Step aside, please, please." You just hear like some like awkward clanking in the hallway. And then through the door just kind of bursts this ridiculous looking figure. And it is a gentleman in just like a ridiculous pirate hat. Or like just like plumed hat and like a nice like very bright purple vest with a pair of like gold pants. He says,
Oh, no.
"Don't you know who I am? I'm Captain Zod. Like, let me in." And walks inside and goes, "I heard that somebody needed cheering up." And Wilhelm goes, and looks at Lavinia and like looks at Captain Zod and is like, "I don't recall. I'm what?" He just looks thoroughly confused at this whole interaction.
Lavinia's just like, he's throwing the shipwright's ball, Dad.
I know who he is. I just didn't expect to see him today. And it's like, "Oh, lovely to meet you. I'm Captain Zaxwood Zod. Who are you?" And he like holds out a hand to Lavinia.
Lavinia Hale.
"The daughter! Wilhelm, you have a daughter? Good for you. Good for you." I'm sorry, am I interrupting something?
No. You know what? I think you're exactly what my dad needs, because I gotta go. I've
Zod,
got
this is
people waiting.
a bad time. I really need to rest. I brought drinks. And so as you exit, you can hear him just uncorking and Wilhelm being like, "I really am not supposed to be drinking." And then just like the pouring of things as the door closes.
Dad's friends are so weird. Dad's friends are so fucking weird. Lavinia like tunes back into everyone else. She's like,
You know, this is just going to be you and us in like 30 years, right?
It
Like,
is.
that's
Lavinia just saw a glimpse of her future with B.
yeah, yeah. Also, like you, Julia, and
Also true.
and,
Also,
like-
yes, correct. That will just be us.
But yeah, I guess your dad and Zod know each other?
That doesn't surprise me, honestly. But it does not surprise Lavinia who her father knows.
But
everyone just seems to know her dad.
He did seem genuinely surprised that Zod like kicked in the door, stopped by.
Yeah.
But yeah, your dad seems fine. Although it does, the same stupid person with their stupid 2-colored eyes seem to try to kill him.
Super great. Super fun, super great, super casual. I thought I was almost killed in just like a random freak accident. Now I gotta reevaluate my last year. I'm just calling my friends. Hey guys, I'm coming over to the safe house.
Cool.
Yeah, you're all kind of work your way there. Lunch has been provided by Sergio. There are salads.
Brindella to hankering.
Something about being in that greenhouse.
In that greenhouse, visiting that druid guild or whatever it is.
Is that the face B is making?
Yes, that is the face B is making. Yes,
Well,
that is exactly the face B is making.
that's worthy of immediate concern.
Yeah. Yeah, B is sitting there with her hands pressed to her mouth and just sort of, like, staring at the floor. Like, she'll, like, respond when people, like, talk to her and be kind of just as animated in, like, "Oh, yes, here's an interesting fact about rocks." I don't know. Like, whenever. But, like, as soon as attention is off of her, it's right back to, like,
B, I noticed that you were out of sorts. Is everything okay?
Mm? Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Is it?
I would like to be convinced by this, but I unfortunately am not.
Are you sure?
Are you feeling like motion sickness from the astral travel? Do you need like a ginger ale?
I told the black staff that I knew about the treasury.
Uh,
That
Why?
might be a
Why?
complication.
Did you tell him about the museum?
No.
Okay.
But
How did he respond?
he was surprised. And he told me some things that I cannot tell you because he would know to ensure
because
that
we
I
would
can be trusted.
because we would tell him.
No.
Then how would he know?
He's got a point.
You've got a point. Because he's a fucking wizard and he employs most of the enchanters in the city.
Also,
It's how.
don't if you
Did he cast something on you?
No, he doesn't need to.
he could cast something on her later and ask her if she's told anybody.
I told him this in the same magical clean room that we went to the astral plane in.
The what now?
Eh,
When
it's a
we went to
place
go
that
get Rainier.
it contains a place. It's a place that contains magic that's very, very big and potentially very, very dangerous and hazardous. It's also a place where if you wanted to isolate and murder someone with magic, you could do so with absolutely no effort.
Okay, but he didn't, right? I mean, and you're not there
Precisely.
now.
And he did not modify my memory, cast nothing on me that I can tell.
Hey, you can't tell when somebody does. I found that one out.
No, you can't. Well, sometimes you can.
Okay.
Depends. Now, granted, I might not know if he cast anything on me. But I'm reasonably certain he didn't. So, the reason I did this is because if we fuck up, it's not just us on the line, right?
I mean, right. It's the entire city at the least.
It is important to have allies in this kind of endeavor. However, it is important also to make sure those allies are aligned
Isn't
to the
this the guy
same
that
goals
was?
and values.
Isn't this the guy that was disappearing people at the academy or something? Right.
Correct.
Did he admit that to you?
No,
Or-
kind of. No.
I don't love that.
Nor do I. The reason I'm bringing this up sort of like first is that it's entirely possible that I should be sectioned off.
What?
Don't tell me anything unless it's okay for that information potentially go to the black staff.
It'll admit things a little more complicated, but we can certainly make that
Oh,
work.
I mean, a
Right, so
little. We can
we
also
can't
do.
tell you stuff, but he could tell you stuff, and you won't tell us that stuff. I don't. This is getting a little weird. Like,
It's a complicated trust exercise in which if I play my cards right, we have an insanely powerful ally. If I
Kelvin,
play my cards wrong, I wind up in a magical prison for the rest of my life.
Kelvin can be an incredibly useful ally. I agree with that. Did you tell him about any of us
No, God, no.
beyond the ones
No,
he met? Okay.
no, 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 no. No.
I
but
asked
from
that
what you're
you
saying,
leave it that
apparently he
way.
could just find out possibly at any given time, right?
Well, he's
Some
a wizard,
he is still
so
bound by the laws of the city technically. There's some things he can't do to be technically without.
which is why I told him in
Technically is the
technically,
operative word,
which
though.
is why I told him in that room. Because if he was going to do that, he would have done it right then.
I am concerned that this might not have been the wisest thing to tell him.
It's not the dumbest thing to tell him because I didn't tell him about Green Rock.
It's true.
I
I
mean,
do
that,
appreciate your discretion.
yes, I'm more concerned that you put yourself in that position. B, that's what has me concerned.
So big risk with your life.
It's a gamble, but it could pay off.
I
What's
guess we should try and find out more about this guy and what his intents are then.
We are playing a game with very long odds, so I'm for
well,
it, but we have to be careful what we relay to him.
if I win the competition coming up in a couple of weeks, I'll have that opportunity. Say, wizarding trials. We
Oh, I thought you might be talking about the boat race.
Oh no, that'll be fun. That'll just be fun.
That's
We'll go.
tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah, that's tomorrow.
Oh,
That'll be.
yeah.
That's just gonna be fun. That's just gonna be like get on the boat,
Beach
stay on the
outside.
boat, fall out of the boat, get back on the boat. We're not gonna win, so
But we could win, right?
Well,
I don't know. I've
Anyway.
never sailed.
I
you
don't.
just
Yeah,
you just
neither have
kinda,
I. I figure it's easy.
I do think the boat race would be a nice recreational break. However, I do want to, while the mood is still in a interesting place, bring up something I discovered today. The spent some time carefully working the Rosnar estate, and one of my friends has informed me that the gem may no longer be in the hands of someone in that home.
Mm.
It
Wait,
makes
where'd it
sense.
go then?
It's sold to a art dealer. Common practice to steal well-known jewelry and get it out of one's possession.
Oh, you mean like events?
Of course, yes.
Of course, it was.
Hmm.
Is there a party that is coming up that this art dealer is throwing?
Yes, there's one tomorrow night.
Wait, Riv, how'd you know that?
And Riv starts to answer and then kind of glances at B and hesitates and says,
I'll
I
I'll
think
I'll
I
step out.
I do not know that it is relevant information to the task at hand,
No,
except to say I may have some some business of my own tomorrow night.
Curry, if you'd like, I can compartmentalize your mind.
was just going to suggest that.
Absolutely not.
Just start
Absolutely not, Green Rock.
Just start
There's
shuffling
A
shit.
simple, a simple task. I can simply hide memories within myself, and you'd be able to recall them when needed, but otherwise not have access to them.
Green Rock, I asked for a relatively simple memory boost from you, and I can feel you scratching at the back door of my brain.
Well, yes, the use of shared power does drive a further connection.
Y- Yes, I appreciate you and all you do, and I appreciate the offer. But at the moment, I'm going to pass. Thanks.
Of course.
And you.
What about knowing everything that you know, but having some other protection against the black stuff? I
Well,
mean,
So
a
here's the
ward or something.
no. Here's the thing. Trust can be at a certain level its own protection. I'm too small. You don't go out of your way to crush every ant you see. As long as I stay small, I'm fine. If I start doing shit like hiding memories in some kind of way that he can trace, and okay, yes, Green Rock, I'm sure you could do it in a way he couldn't trace. I believe in you. But if I start doing shit like that and start getting too big for my britches, that's when you start being like, oh, this is an infestation and I better start a squishing.
But you've got the green rock thing. Like, I don't like it, but you seem to be using that pretty
I
well.
have-
Like,
So B, does this mean you can't help us do anything else?
I can help you do other things. I don't think he gives a shit about the other things.
But this thing is connected back to the treasury.
Correct.
So you can't help with this.
No, I can help with it. No, I can help with this.
But then what would make him not care about this? Like, how would this be seen?
The fact that we're
as not
helping.
connected?
The fact that we're helping.
wait, helping what though?
Get the
I mean,
treasury back so that the city doesn't
wait, does he
die
not
an
want?
economic death.
Does he
he
not want
wants-
that, or does he
He
want that?
wants the city to get the money back so that it doesn't all fall the fuck apart.
So wait, why was he disappearing people then? I don't get this guy's motives.
That's fair. I don't know.
That's the part that seems risky, is the not knowing. Because you keep saying that this could be an incredibly powerful ally. And I'm still not sure what would definitively motivate him to ally with us.
I don't think he would ally with you. I think he might ally with me. And I'm allied with you. I think that had this happened in any other way, it might have gone very differently. I took a risk.
Those are the things that worry me, B, but I
So
want
how
to
do
say
you
that
know?
I trust
So how
your
do you?
judgment.
You want to say that you trust my judgment? You want to tell us how you know about Offense's party?
I would be happy to share that with you. I spoke with Detective Trench today, who was helping me to find Hazel, who he found working catering for the Fences party. There you go.
Great.
Judgment trusted.
I took a risk.
Okay. I mean, I just wanted to try and figure out how we could actually talk about stuff without worrying about the black stuff reading your mind at some point, right? Because you're concerned about that, which is, I don't get it. But now you know, yeah. I mean, you know how Riv got this, so I mean, there we go. I guess you know it.
And B, if you would let me, what I would have said is, I trust your judgment for the most part. The only thing that makes me doubt your judgment is the fact that you put yourself in risk. That is the only thing. And you might not care about that, but I do. So I trust you with my information. I trust you with sharing these pieces. I just don't want to put you in more danger because of the things we tell you. That's all.
That's as well said.
I have a pretty good fallback. I do not think that Green Rock would let much harm fall on its courier.
That is correct.
I was gambling that Green Rock would step in.
It would be overt, but yes, it would. I would intervene on your behalf.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Wait. Hey, green rock, green stone, green bagel.
Baguette.
Like baguette. Sorry, that's definitely not a hole in the middle. Could you take on the black stuff? Would you be able to defeat the black stuff?
I would
If it came down to it.
I would consider the situation a mutually assured destruction path.
Okay, just wondering.
It would be incredibly dangerous, and I may require a new courier afterwards. But the black staff would not trouble you.
All right. Okay, that's not the outcome I was hoping for. Yeah, no. All right. Okay. Anyway,
The Green
cool.
Rock is Green Rock's real powerful, but so is Kelvin.
Yeah. I was curious.
And B's
like, you know.
B's gonna send like just to Green Rock, like, dude, we're trying to make them feel better about my bad decisions.
Am I? So you require me to lie to your friends to make it sound better?
No.
I will do this if it helps protect you.
Oh no.
I thought we were sharing in the spirits of
honesty. Yeah.
we can talk about stuff freely now, right? That's right. Okay.
I can assure you the courier will be dead before Kelvin finds out anything that you tell her.
Green Rock's good like that.
Okay.
I am reasonably certain there's look, we're doing dangerous stuff. Any one of us could have. You got set on fire like 3 times in 3 days.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was okay.
It was fine
It
because
hurt.
it was fine. It was fine because it was fine. It might not have been fine. This was fine because it was fine. Here's the deal. The Black Staff is going to ask you guys some more questions. Not you, Brindle. Riv and Lavinia, as part of his report that he's going to be making about what just happened to the Watch, because this was kidnapping. This was full on a kidnapping case that the university was involved in. He's going to ask you some questions. How he asks you those questions and what questions we'll ask will determine a lot. I would suggest not lying, but not necessarily telling every truth. He's also rattled. He almost lost Rory.
Honestly, I was glad that Rory got back at all.
So's I.
I watched her explode.
Poor Brindle.
Asper Plain must be a really weird place. Yeah.
It's weird and not great. It's not great there.
So we're going to a party?
It's going to be 2 parties in a row. Fleetswake Ball, the Shipwrights Ball is immediately after.
Oh boy.
And wait, so the necklace is with this fence that's throwing a party before the Fleetswake Ball. And we need to steal the necklace?
Yes.
It's the perfect time to throw a. Actually, this is something Sergio would say. This is honestly the perfect time to throw a party with a fence and everything. There's a number of privateers who will be in town looking to acquire new assets. Legally, they haven't been declared pirates, but there's speculation.
Their letters of marque are all intact.
Of course. Of course.
So now we have to plan our invitations.
So what's this party?
That is a traditionally private auction, catered, very nice, designed to make it almost look like a bidding. But most of the pieces are they're not legally acquired.
Ooh.
So we could just
Sorry, they usually cost less. That's
so we could just bid on it?
There's an option, yeah.
We
But
have
the price tends to be quite expensive. I made it see if I can secure a line of credit, but it depends on how much people are willing to pay for these things.
I guess it'll also depend on how they're advertising it. Are they super creepy and they advertise it as late Lady Brandath's pendant? Or are they going to rip the gem out of it and auction that off by itself?
Stolen heirlooms do fetch quite a price.
That's dark.
That is unfortunately true.
I wonder if they know what it is.
That is unclear.
Because if they know what it is, there's no guarantee it's going to actually be at this auction.
I know very little about this Fox character. He's newer.
Wait, when is this party? Or do we have time to just maybe go steal it beforehand?
So today's the 23rd. We're in like the early evening now.
Yeah.
And it's tomorrow night is the party.
If we could steal it, we could potentially take it ahead of time, but the issue is not knowing where we're going to store these things. We can look to see if one of my friends can find that, but if they're cautious, then we may not know till it's an hour before.
So the greenstone can't locate its own pieces?
No.
Dowsing rod that bitch.
No, it can't. I do have locate object prepared, so I can try that.
That could work if you get within a certain distance. I think it's like 1,000 feet.
Yeah. So if we can get
That'll be useful at the party. Yeah.
if we can get an ID on this Fox character, then get close to them, then I can cast. Might be an option. But yes, no, severing Greenrock's eyes was pretty complete.
Okie dokie.
Sergio says, of course, I've more questions and things to discuss about the party. But beforehand, is there anything else that we need to just address as a group?
Oh, what a day!
Oh.
What a
Hey,
lovely
Raiders,
day!
hello.
Hello!
Hello.
I understand it's been quite some time before since we've all been in the same room to talk about things.
Someone tried to kill Lady Silverhand, so that's gonna complicate things in the city, just like in general.
And that
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Oh. I wonder if that's what Lord Neverember meant.
I don't think it was.
You saw Lord Neverember.
Yeah, in the astral plane, he was holding someone who looked a lot like him, shocked the shit out of Arunson.
Hmm.
And he said, say hello to Lady Silverhand for me. And then he did himself a yeet.
See, I took that as a jab at her for taking his job.
I assumed so as well, but then I heard that she almost got assassinated. And so,
Well, that's what the
maybe
city's
they're
gonna hear.
related.
That's what the city's gonna hear.
Was she not?
No, apparently the problem was my dad.
Oh, your dad almost got assassinated?
Yeah.
Wait, who tried to assassinate
Why?
Lady Silverhand?
Same person who cut my arm off.
Oh.
Mm.
So, while Lady Silverhand wasn't the actual target, the city doesn't know that. The city's gonna think that she was.
Huh.
And everything is going to get probably about 3, maybe 4 cranks tighter as far as security goes everywhere.
Oh. You think that'll be a problem at the Fence's party tomorrow? At the ball?
I don't think the guards will show up his defenses now.
Just wondering. Okay.
However, it could become a problem if they start to impose things like a curfew.
Okay.
Well,
It happened before during the Silver Marshes campaign. There was a citywide curfew.
Okay.
Oh,
All
boy.
right. Well, I think Brindle's going to hold back for the moment about his trip over to the Emerald Enclave today until they can do a little one-on-one with it really is just for Lavinia. He wants to tell Lavinia about it, but as far as a group, the group reconnecting and everything like that, he figures that's probably a good one to bring up, maybe one-on-one just in case.
He can pull her off to the side and have that combo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So at some point, Brindle will find a good opportunity to
Sergio's like, no,
Lavinia.
I did make a point to bring a lot of food. Please, everyone, dig in. I know that you must be tired. Everyone just kind of like starts grabbing food.
Hey,
I think B picks a fight. I think B picks a fight with Riv while you guys are doing that.
Oh no! Oh no!
Nice.
Courier, would you like me to eliminate Riv?
Absolutely not. Not that kind of fight. Not that kind of fight.
I understand.
Yeah.
So hey, Lavinia, you were being followed by the Emerald Enclave. Do you know who they are? I don't know, a bunch of like druids and tree people and.
I mean, I knew I was
stuff.
being followed, but I didn't know I was being followed by the Enclave.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys disappeared. They decided to follow me, and then I followed them. So I had a conversation with somebody high up at the Emerald Enclave. I don't know who. But yeah, I guess they're interested in your well-being. I don't really know why. I tried to find out why. I was not able to get more. But they said stop if you want to stop by any time by the guild to talk to them. That they offered the invitation.
No. Okay. I'm not going to go see her early. I'll deal with her when I said I'll deal with her.
Oh wait, you know that? You know them?
I know of them.
Okay.
Technically, I've never met while I had cognizance.
Oh. Wait, did that have something to do with your arm?
No, Brindle, that has something to do with my mother.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, mom. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't know anything about that, but that sucks.
But thank you for. Sorry, that came off really flippant and rude. Thank you for checking. Thank you for taking care of it.
I mean, yeah, no problem. I didn't really have a choice. They were following me. I didn't know why, but yeah, no
Fair.
problem.
Yeah, fair. Okay, yeah. I wonder if that's who was following me before. Was it a man?
No,
Oh shoot. Maybe not.
I don't. She was either a elf or half elf. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but the person I provoked who spoke to me in outside the yawning portal was a man. So.
Oh, yeah.
Was not.
No, I have no idea. I don't know. I think you should stop by at some point. They were pretty straightforward once I actually walked into their guild.
You know what? I'll think about it.
Okay. I'm really curious too. So.
You know what? If you're curious, maybe we can go just cause problems on purpose.
Hey, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really causing a problem so much as finding out more about why somebody is interested in your well-being, and I think that's totally positive. So we should go do that.
We'll go do it. We'll go do that. We'll have to figure out when. In between
Parties, yeah.
boat race, party, other party, theft.
Fleece week is a busy week. I want some more salad though, and Brendel wanders back over and gets some more salad.
It's just like it's more like this.
As everyone's kind of like getting all the drama out, and now is like just kind of conversing, right? Kind of just zoom out from that evening where you've all finally gotten together and probably telling funny stories about like the bullshit that happened in the astral plane and like all the silly things that occurred. And we zoom out from that and we see much further away, um maybe in an entirely different plane, we're not sure, but we see a ornate hall with almost a 270 degrees of mirrors, long 8 foot tall mirrors with strange runes above them in a, well, indecipherable to us language. And through one of those runed mirrors, there's the shimmer of the night sky of the astral plane. And the mirror wavers, and big old Neverember walks through it back into this hall. It solidifies. The little astral tether disappearing. He looks younger than he should. He smiles to himself and just goes, Kelvin, you were always clever. And see him walk through to the end of the hallway. And he looks up at something in the distance. And he says, Oh, darling Alethea, things are progressing a little faster than I expected. But don't worry. I'll take care of you. It'll all be fine. And that scene fades away. As we call session for the night.
Oh no.
This is fine.
It's fine.
Oh no, he's gonna turn his wife into a zombie. Oh no.
We did it!
My dude, resurrection is not that expensive. 5,000 gold.
Oh, no, if the plan was resurrection, that could easily be solved.
Resurrection's easy, man.
Look, I wrote the plot, man. This shit's way more complicated than that.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But like, if you just want like your lady back, resurrection.
He's gonna do. Maybe it's been so many years. It's gonna be so weird. She's skeletal by now. This is fucked. This is fucked.
I wonder her body went.
Nobody's planning, and that makes it even worse.
Well, her body is unaccounted for, so who knows?
Just fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she was never dead in the first place.
Man, a lot of that going around. But
All these motherfuckers faking their deaths.
It's such a rich person activity.
I know,
Right?
right?
fake death, avoid taxes, YOLO.
It's an activity for either like the extremely like criminal or the extremely rich, and the there's overlap. There's overlap.
That's true. Maybe she doesn't want to come back. Text does say you have to be willing to come back.
You
Very
have to be
important.
willing. So maybe he's just a piece of shit and shouldn't have been a piece of shit.
She's like, no.
Just throwing some shade.
She's like, leave me alone. I'm
like, what?
finally relaxed.
Till death do we part. What the fuck don't you get about
How
this?
did you understand?
I'm just big
Dickhead,
chillin'.
stay down there on the prime material. I'm good.
The contract is void.
Also, motherfucker, you got plane shift. You could go check her out anytime you want. So many of these things are solved problems.
I'm excited for when you hit Act 3.
I'm so scared.
I'm
We're in
concerned.
a 7-act structure, right, Andy? Just confirming that we
Yeah.
are following
100%.
7-act structure.
7-act structure.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
of course.
this campaign is a very it's a parallel metaphor for Amleth.
Yes,
good.
yes.
So
Good.
we're in
Roberto.
the comedy part. We haven't hit the tragedy yet.
We haven't. Oh,
Uh,
It's just
being
a
on-
farce. It's
this is
fine.
being on fire is not
Just-
a tragedy.
rising
You heard it here
action, you know.
first.
I mean, that's funny for the rest of us. It's a tragedy for you, but it is kind of funny for the rest of us.
But let's do some.
At a
Let's do
certain
some.
point, it just starts to look like carelessness on your part.
It's true.
Let's do some outros. Bedlam.
With that, I am Bedlam. I have been and continue to be. Yeah, you can find me here on LFTA in a couple different games. This one, which I think we're on schedule for again in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a break. So, and Thy Kingdom Come. Also with JD and Della, which is going to be, I think, on the same. Is that going to be in the same week?
It's gonna be on the same week.
I will be
24th.
playing. I am also playing Jerome Nears in that, a tainted a teenager under the pressures of the church hierarchy that has basically destroyed everything that he loves. Now that's not true. Jerome is a demonic patron, or has a demonic patron, and is just generally not very trusting of the church, who has dominated his entire life. So anyway, it's very cool. Come see a bunch of teenagers go through it over there, and that's it. You just find me here. So.
Hell yeah. Della.
Hi, I'm Della. Tonight I have been B, and I have been making decisions. It's been great.
Tell the
I
Black
sure
Staff.
hope-
Wild move.
I sure hope none of these decisions come back to bite me square in the ass. I don't have very much of it, being a gnome, you see.
When I'm not doing this, you can find me here. I am also here every Thursday with this game and Redacted, where I play a haunted house chock full of ghosts. And in that game, I play 4 different characters who are all the same character, but now I've got 2 bodies instead of just one, and
Ooh.
I'm gonna get into some shenanigans, mostly involving setting things on people on fire. I also run Thy Kingdom Come, the game of teenage monsters against the church and against the end of the world. We are heading into Endgame on that one. So if you want to catch up on the YouTube to see us either burn or save the world, not sure which, those are pretty much the options. And yeah, it's cool. Catch us out, check us out second and fourth Mondays.
Word. JD.
Hey, I am JD, and as always, I am doing way too many things at any given time, which is why I'm gonna try to speedrun this as much as I can. In the next week and a half, you can find me tomorrow night over with Folk and Myth, where I will be for the next, I think it's 5 Fridays, as part of their ongoing Vampire the Masquerade Montreal game, where I am playing a Hakata named Desmond St. James, who is a very normal vampire, just as every character I play is very normal. You can find me then back here on Sunday for Academy H, our Masks Actual Play podcast that we will be recording 2 episodes of, where I play Casimir Bright, another normal character who just might have the highest body count of any character that I play. It's fine. He fixed most of it. So, we're not going to worry about that. On Tuesday, I'll be over with Entropy Emporium running our horror masks game. They call us Villains. On Thursday, I will be back here running the aforementioned Redacted. And on Wednesday, in between those, I will be playing in the finale of House of Eidolons, where our cyberpunk heist crew is going into the most secure facility they've ever tried to break into to potentially get a body / help out a rogue AI that has godlike powers. Maybe turning it into a dragon. It's fine. We're not going to worry about it. Nothing bad can happen from this outcome. And then you can find me as well in Thy Kingdom Come, where I play Soren, who has a bunch of people that he needs to kill. Not so worried about the end of the world right now. Worried about I'm sorry. Della always reminds me, punishing those who deserve to be punished. We'll see what Soren sees fit. And then I do 5 million other things. Find that out on Twitter. Well, no, never mind. Not Twitter. We do not go near Twitter. We go to Blue Sky at JD, not Jason Dean.
Hell yeah. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. You can find me at HexWhat on all social media platforms. Tonight I was Lavinia Hale. Remember, ACAB does include Lavinia Hale. I have found out recently that someone who does not watch this particular game, but does hear me say that phrase, Pavlovianly, unprompted, repeated, ACAB does include Lavinia Hale to one of their friends in the wild.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's a great accomplishment.
Are we
Incredible.
influencers?
Just unprovoked. Somebody heard ACAB and they said, and ACAB does include Lavinia Hale. Do not forget it.
This is because you're like a Delaware domain lord, right? Like,
I mean, this was Jamie. That's over in Chicago. So
oh man, so this is
we're
completely
going
outside.
global.
Yeah, they're outside your sphere.
outside my jurisdiction. Every other Saturday, I am here playing Kelly Violet in Class Reunion, although something different coming up for the Saturdays of March. I don't know who I'm going to be for that yet. That's still to be determined, but March is going to be something a little bit different. And then every other Sunday, including this Sunday, I am here as Lyra Kroll with Academy H. She's doing great. Leadership is fine. Leadership is easy. My sister's back. We don't love that. And then every other Wednesday for Wildcard Wednesdays right now, I am here as Helen Matthews, the Yellow Power Ranger in Rangers Rampant. And then that's all I'm really doing right now. Everything's here at LFTA. I live here. I die here.
Hell yeah. And then, hey, I'm Andrew. I run the game. And also, when I can get my shit together, I run Veilbreakers too, but we've had some schedule conflicts recently. So that one's a high-powered fantasy, like 20th level characters trying to beat the crap out of a lich and save the world. It's going great. That's what all these, as I showed earlier, dice are for. It's not necessarily for this game. I just have a box of dice so I can just throw them at these poor characters. They're doing fine.
You want to see 4 counterspell spells go off in the same 10-second span? Watch Veilbreakers.
I actively apologized to my players during the finale fight. I was like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm not normally like this, but I'm trying to actively murder you. And then opened with a power word kill, 2 disintegrates, and a chain lightning. It was rough.
It was dirty.
Hey, save or die. This is the end of the world. Let's do it. So, but that was a good time. So with that, I'm going to raid Insomnia Nights. No, I'm not. Hold on.
Who is still
Raid.
going?
We might be the only ones awake. We are.
No, they're
quite
definitely.
late.
This is late, yeah.
Well, they're live right now, but I can't seem to raid them. I'm going to raid somebody. But hey, thanks for watching, and we're going to call it a night. So, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks.
Bye.